yeah, walking the dust off. Is that what you do? Is that all you're made of? Whatever ain't right, prove it on yourself. Revisit your act, return to parallel. Living on a timeline, been there, done that, gold up and dread. Instead of being bitter, back up, go grab your gear. Rap battle road the start driver, who hit the tip top of an adventure. Ready to relish everyday desire. Got fire, lighting up the way. Let go what holds us back. Take over, then dip it together, breaking the barrier. Push it better, 'cause we can zigzag, show them this is our own track. Look out, we won't get caught up.
What's good, boys? How y'all doing? A wild Cremoni and a wild shiny lateral have spawned in the chat. How y'all doing today, boys? Cremoni, I hope you're gonna be in the stream the whole time. How's life treating you, mate? You gotta love Zani, man. Oh, we got some grinding to do today, bro. Let's see, we probably got to do that stupid little event again, don't we? But before we do all that, let's see where we're at with our characters and what we got to actually improve on them, because I know I don't got to improve none on Zani. She's perfect. Well, she got 49 attack. What? Did they make it so you can't see the bonus from freaking this thing? Because I had 61. I had 60. Did they make it so you can't see the bonus from your active echo no more? Or like, what's popping? Because Capitanius is right there. There's no way, bro. Wait, it's when you activate it? Did that shit change? Look, the resonator with this echo equipped in their main slot gains that bonus. Cooldown. I thought the cooldown was for the top part. I'm confused now, chat. What's up, Baldy? I seen you in the chat for like, in the Discord for like 12 seconds. What you up to, dog? They got me confused about my Zani right now, bro. Okay, we're back at the right amount. I don't really mind the 69 crit rate because she does get paired up with Shorekeeper, and she does have her dupes, which I think is S2. Crit rate is increased by 20%. Oh, that's already in there, so we're pretty much at 70 crit rate, and then plus the 12 something from Shorekeeper, that puts her at like 85. So I'm chilling. Hey Crystal, how you doing? Although I do want to have freaking higher crit damage, but it's hard because every single piece that I have has crit damage. That's a perfect Cappy. This has crit rate. The only thing that I could change would be what has the lowest, and I don't think any piece here could be changed. Like, they're all too good. Maybe like a 1 cost, I guess. Like a 1 cost could be changed. But, you know. Christina, how are you doing today? Oh, don't even worry. The polls are the most random things. I just think of the weirdest thing to put for, you know, these type of communities. So just vote at random. That's what I do sometimes. I gotta start streaming on the other channel where we have more civilized games. You know what I mean? What up, Nat? Welcome to the stream. I like Lupa, but low-key I feel like Lupa could improve. The forecast is good. This could improve, but it's just like high attack, high crit rate, high crit damage, so it's like hard to improve on. This is mid everywhere, but it does have crit rate, liberation, and crit damage. This one cost liberation and low everything else. So like I could see me improving on that, and this could definitely improve this one cost, but I'm pretty sure I had no more one cost. I could improve this low key. Like just throw something in there that's lucky. It's funny though, and I'm doing good, thanks. Hope all is well with me. Just currently trying to get back on the swing of things when it comes to making content for these channels and getting my channels moving overall. Trying to see what I can start covering on the other channel again. I miss making like actual, gaming content. Ooh, give me crit damage, please. Oh, they ain't gonna give me crit damage, are they? Crit damage would be peak right now. But they gave me defense. See, this is already not worth it. It would have been nice, but it's not worth it. I want to make sure I start farming soon because Augusta's right around the corner. Oh. It started decent and then it went to doo-doo. Let's see, let's put this here. You know what, really doo-doo. Are they gonna give me double defense? That's crazy. That's disrespectful. You can do it! Yeah, I watched what's it called? Happy Gilmore yesterday. Happy Gilmore 2. Oh my god, this is a horrible echo. I'm curious, do you use Nightmare or Phantom, Ghost Rider, and Shang-Li? Which is better for a full fusion team? I use Nightmare, if I'm not mistaken. I think the regular one is better for, what's it called? Encore. You're doing me dirty with these. I'm going to stop doing this until Augusta comes out. I think I've done enough echo tuning for now. Although I do want to make mines better, I don't think I can, bro. The eternal grind, bro. It's too much, you know? Yeah, my Shang-Li is over here rocking. Ooh, talking about this, I should be able to put a skin on it. Do I want to put a skin on it? Because it's blue, bro. I think I'll keep the red. Yeah, bro, that's just nice. Getting 20% fusion damage bonus and rest in the skill damage bonus is peak. Also, I gotta see what my damage is because I don't have that crit rate buff no more. Ooh, I gotta improve her too, though. Hold on. Purification. Gotta make all my characters be max level, bro. That's one thing I do want to do, bro. It's just extra hard when you have all the characters suffering from success type shit. Is that that's not Broadblade, is it? Nah, just for regular swords. Okay. You are late. I was like, how is he late, bro? After he asked about the stream. Crazy. Bro, I feel like I want to get crit rate on here, bro. Like, I feel like I could sacrifice crit damage and put crit rate on it just to have a higher crit rate. But it's just everything else that I'm sacrificing on there. that I don't want to do it. See, like, I don't have anything else that's, like, decent, you know? Yeah, I don't have Fusion 1 cost for that particular Echo. For Molten Rift. I'm gonna farm some today. Let's go. Yeah, her S2 is easy to activate, but that still doesn't put her high enough because I'm not running her with Shorekeeper. So, like, even if that S2 activates, she's still only at 66%. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure the S2 is 25%. Okay, never mind. Still not a lot, bro. You know, 71% crit rate is... I mean, it's not going to be much higher. It could be like 80%. But just a little bit more would be better.
Fine. Comes with the job, I guess. Judgment time.
They gotta release more, like, Shorekeeper style characters that also buff... No. That also buff elements. That would be nice. Let's farm Echoes for a little bit, bro. I think I'm done, like, actually, like, messing... Like, I messed with my Echo sets for about 5 days. I think I'm done again because I'm very low on materials. Again, and I don't like being this low on materials. I mean, I can turn these into gold tuners. And that would give me a little bit, but I'm just very low on materials. So I think for now and until, because I'm pretty sure I'm building Augusta and YOOOO. And then after that, we probably have another new character. So it's going to be 3 new characters in a row. So I think I'm just going to work with what I got. It's not like I have any problems beating any content.
Dark forces approach.
And then start saving for now. I think that's the best thing I can do. I have 24 days, and then I gotta get 3 characters to level 90, 3 characters weapon to level 90, 3 characters skills to level 10, and 3 characters echo sets build in a row. And 2 of those characters don't get their echoes until the actual characters release. So it's not like I have all that time. Hurtle. I forgot I can't fly here. What? There we go. 250 tuners for each. Yeah, I don't know about all that now. Why is there a star here? Like a random star. So random. No idea. Yo, did I just kill all the dogs? Oh, yeah, since I stopped tracking. Fuck. Okay. Let's do this again. Hello, you left hello sitting there all that time. That's crazy. How you doing? How you doing, Crystal? There we go. We got some dogs here, bro.
All yours. Come at me.
Fusion damage, man. I was about to go all the way, but I feel it's kind of far, so let's just teleport. This is the poll. I didn't post it. Of course, y'all would put Gooner videos, bro. Like, that's actually insane. That's actually... I'm surprised nobody's picked drama videos with how much y'all love drama, bro. Also, it happens the way I was told. It's going to take a while for you to build Augusta Echoes. It's going to take me a while to build Augusta Echoes. With how long it's been taking me... Bro, the moment they release Substat Reroll is going to be a beautiful day for this game. Even if it's like with currency like they did the main stat reroll. Even if it's with the same currency, so now you have to pick between main stat and substat rerolling. Right? It'll be such a beautiful day for this game, bro. Bro, it's so easy already. It's so easy. You don't like it. Team building barely matters. Elements barely matter. Why make it harder for us? Just let us get our nice little substats so we can beat our solo game and have our characters looking even fancier than ever before. Like, there's no reason not to have it. You know what I mean? I guess they're waiting for the right time when, like, the hype is down. And then they're like, yo, we're about to release something massive. And then we'll have, no way Kuro did this. Greatest developers of all time. You know, I think that's what they're waiting for. What the dog doing? Like, there's really no reason to not give us substat rerolling. Yeah, I hope they release it soon, man, because, damn. It's not that it's a big of a deal, especially, you know, for me. But honestly, it would be nice to see your, like, main characters, the ones you really like, just perfectly build. That would always be nice. Flight in all regions, Echo substat rerolls, and PGR collab in one update. Crazy. Yeah, something like that. Like, the greatest update in gacha history. I can already tell the titles. How's everyone today? I'm doing good, Crystal. What about yourself? Trying to see what the game brings to us today. Getting my grind on a little bit. Bro, low-key, I want another game. Like, I'm not going to play Genshin no more. Although I've thought about it. But I do want another game like WuWa right now. Because, like, I'm playing a turn-based game that I spend a lot of time in that I really like. But it is turn-based. I'm playing a idle gacha game as well. Because, you know, it's just cool and very Gooner-friendly. But I want an actual, like, open-world game where I can run around and explore. If it's not an MMO, fine, but at least have it be like a gacha game that has good content to grind. And please have the banners drop at a different, like, make it so there's a banner every, like, 10 days that I can summon on between this game and my other game. So, like, they don't land at the same time. You know what I mean? That's what I would like. Because new characters are what makes these games. Alright, you three, give me something good. You see Capitania's dropping off in the corner. Bro, between Zani and Augusta, we have like full-on strong woman. Gotta love it, bro. Gotta love these type of characters, like the strong, independent women, bro. I don't know about y'all, but like these characters like Peeves, the like cutesy patootsy, you know, delicate looking female characters aren't my thing. I like the big snoo, thick thighs, go and break your neck with their thighs type of character, bro. That's the ones I like. Arknight's Enfield needs to drop yesterday. How long? Do we even know when that game is dropping? Any sort of like timeline? You just chilling, Crystal? You been playing any games lately? Let me get this fire dude here in the corner. Whoa, that shit scared me. The dog at? Just doing it a little restart. True. I actually got Etheria open today when I'm gonna react to a video, cause y'all sent me a video like a day ago that y'all wanted me to react to, and I kind of did my own reaction to the story of 2.5, and I spoke about what I thought regarding people like shitting on CCs because of their opinion or whatever, but I never really knew the extent of everything, and then y'all sent me a video from a CC that like apologized because of their opinion yesterday or something, and I haven't watched it, and I was gonna react to it, and before I even went live, I got another video from a reaction to that video that I think it's better from what y'all were saying. So I might just take a look at that video. How far is this? It's not too far. No announcement yet, but the community feel Arknights might be coming out later this year. Okay. I need a new game soon, bro. Like a big game that I can sink time into. Because, like, I play Dune. I'm already pretty much caught up with Dune. So it's, like, slow grinding nowadays. Just hopping on with the boys. Doing my thing. Yo, I wish some of these gacha games had materials in the open world that actually meant a lot more. I get that, you know, the materials we get are for, like, leveling up our characters, but once we level up our characters, like, we never need them again, ever. I wish you could get these materials to make, like, potions that give you, I don't know, stats, or that give you fucking, like, yeah, fuck, stats, bro. Let me increase the attack of my characters over time if they eat 10 potions, but you need, like, 100 flowers. You know, that would be nice. Everybody, I'm not everybody, though. I'm the GOAT, greatest of all time. You know what I mean? People be liking their small girls because, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong. Real life, I like petite women. But I also like, you know, big women. Shit, I like everything. But in these gacha games, I'm not going to sit here and say that I prefer a character like Peebs over a character like Zani. You know, I like the big women. You know, like if I look at my account, all the characters that I think look the best are all the bigger women. You know, Zani, Fleur-de-Lis in Fleur-de-Lis mode, not in fucking Cardithea mode. Cantarella, Shang-Li, Yin Lian. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think, don't get me wrong, I like some of the other characters. Like, I like Lupa. Lupa's dope. But if we're talking about, like, actual attraction, like, which ones I think they look hot, it would be these type of characters, for sure. Some of these look pretty hot, too. Like, you know, this outfit is fire. She's cool. But, yeah, nah, bro. Nah. No, female Rover is, like, a little bit taller than Cardithea, or Carlotta, isn't she? She ain't big snoo size. I've got my Swordmaster done. Just about finished the Plantology one. Got like 3 more steps. Damn. See, that's when I did mine. This is what I meant when I was telling you guys. Like, it's not hard. You just sit down like one day and you can finish them all. Maybe 2-3 days and you're done. I'm kind of over the female Rover being really cool now. Like, I'm kind of over that at this point. Like, I even want, like, after the story with Frolova, I've been wanting to change to male Rover, low-key. Oh boy, 1.0 area, guys. Let me just do this real quick. But I still find that shit so funny, bro. The whole situation with Frolova and Rover, how people actually be hating on Frolova. Like, well, just because she had a horrible experience doesn't justify her being evil. I mean, I'm not saying it justifies her being evil, or like that it's a good thing that she's evil. Being evil is being evil. Shit's ass anyway. But I'm not gonna sit here on a high horse and pretend I wouldn't do shit different. Shit, if anything, Frolova's like a baby version of what I would do. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers be like, well, actually, you know, I would never do such a thing. Yeah, they be getting shit talked online and they wanna out here, I'll kill you and your family for shit talking me. For saying that you don't like my favorite character. They be having like full on mental breakdowns because you shit talk their anime waifu. But nah, they wouldn't actually go crazy if their real life family got blown the fuck up. Like pretty much Frolova situation. Once again, it is what it is, but some people be trying to act like they're on a high horse. I'm so morally superior and mentally stable. Yeah, they be watching Horse Girls and getting a chubby from it. Yup, very, very mentally stable, bro. Shit's insane. I'm gonna drown. No.
Dark forces approach.
Bro, farming 1.0 areas has to be some AIDS at this point. Even with Peebs, and Peebs is really good. I love Peebs for farming. I should level up what's her face, the little midget, Roshia, for echo farming. Where am I going? I still think that the meteor that dropped on Frolova's village was intentional because you're telling me the middle of bumfuck nowhere got nuked by coincidence. Hey, bro, shit, that makes sense. It could be a very, very interesting thing, right? Fraxiters knew the potential she had somehow, and they just nuked her village to awaken the potential, you know what I mean? Like, very possible. I see it. Holy boink. That's what I said, like a very random ass meteor in the middle of nowhere. And it nukes her whole village. Paimon nuked her village, facts. Homie spawned and nuked her village. The Autobots landed on her village. That shit was so random though. I'm actually very interested on that video and y'all know, like, I'm not big on drama and it's a long ass video, bro. The original reaction y'all wanted me to react to was fucking 20 minutes long. The reaction that I'm going to react to is an hour long. But I'm more interested in like seeing what actually happened because I never, like, bro, gacha communities never cease to amaze me. How is it that motherfuckers create drama out of, like, and I'm talking about the players, like, not so much the CCs. CCs are just entertainers at this point, but it's more so, how is it that, like, players and communities create drama over someone not liking the same thing they do? I mean, that's life. That's how it's always been. But it's like, people really be on some BS over it. So I want to see what actually is going on with it. You didn't have chat on, Cremoni? Bro, typical Cremoni half-assing watching the stream is actually insane, bro. People are way too attached to these characters. Bro, it's genuinely weird. Like, I've always said, it's fucking weird. Like, the fact that you get offended because someone else doesn't like a character that you like, or someone just thinks differently, is so fucking weird. Or if someone has a shit take. Like, bro, like, I don't know. The way I see it is, if someone has a take that is different from mine, like, I don't care, bro. Like, the fuck? I just don't understand it, bro. That's because they're looking for someone with the... Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If they're looking for someone with the same mindset, go find them. You can't get caught up in someone not sharing the same mindset as you. Go to your databank, click the merge thing, click echo management, and turn on default, bro. Bro, what do you want me to do? Alright, let's see. Click merge thing. What merge thing? This. Echo management. What do you want me to do here, son? Turn on default. What the fuck is default? Where? I don't want to discard shit. What do you mean? What? I don't even know how this works, bro. There you... I could just be because gachas attract a younger audience. See, that's what I used to think back in the day, Nat. But nowadays, I feel that people that play gacha games and get that involved are more so the older audiences. It auto locks and discards the good and bad ones, but how do I do it, bro? You know what I mean? What the fuck? So is it working? Is it on? Now turn on each of them. What do you mean turn on each of them? Is it on? Like that? Alright, I trust you, dog. Did it work? So I gotta do the same thing here? Oh, hell nah. I thought it would set the other ones. That's AIDS. I gotta do it again. There you go. That's gonna help me, I suppose. So I don't have to go through my echoes or something. All I did was click suggestions, bro. So I gotta turn this shit on too, bro. Turn on all at the same time would be better. It's just weird. Wait, but what if this is gonna auto discard them? Should I turn on the auto discard? Because what if I get random ones that I want to reroll? You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm 94 exactly. See, Sode knows. Yeah, like what if I want to reroll one of these and I don't have them because they're getting auto discarded? Wouldn't that be bad? Oh, it doesn't delete them. Okay, it just applies the icon. This man hit me with the gotcha death. That's crazy. Homie hit me with my old name from 1924. Insane. How you doing, Jose? Cheese Zoda was good. How you doing? What would be a faster travel method, bro? Like Phoebe? Or what's it called? Lupa, and just run fast everywhere. Just broke my legs, bro. I still find it so funny. People back up fictional characters like they're political figures or something. Yeah, bro, like people be defending these characters like they're real, bro. How dare you say that Frolova didn't have a reason to be bad? Look at everything she went through. Oh my god, bro. How dare you say that Rover was not justified in killing Frolova? I mean, you don't know what he's been through. It's like, bro, chill. Neither one of them are real, bro. No way you just said they're not real. I'm unsubscribing, disliking, rage baiting, hating. I'm doing everything against you. You're my mortal enemy. How dare you say Frolova's not real, bro? That's how people be online nowadays. Shit is insane, bro. Y'all want to die? Y'all looking at me funny. Super Saiyan on their head. They dead. They're not dead. Oh, hell no. There you go. They dead. Can't let the Lord die. All good. Just recovering this week. I've been getting minor hurt. You've been getting minor hurt a lot? What you been getting hurt with? Normal people feel attacked when they trash, badmouth their favorite things, but then realize that it's just fiction. I feel attacked if they hate my favorite character too. But like, normal people do not feel attacked when they trash or badmouth their favorite thing. That's emotionally unstable people. Normal people understand that people have difference of opinions, difference of taste, difference of everything. And just because someone doesn't share the same viewpoints or same likes and dislikes that I do, doesn't mean they're attacking me. Now, it's also the way they're presented. Like, for example, let's say, and I'm going to give this example because you brought a good point with that comment. It reminded me of John, right, from my Discord, right? If someone goes and says, yo, and this is not, you know, a conversation with John, but let's say you say you like pineapple pizza, right? And I don't like pineapple pizza. And you're like, yo, I love pineapple pizza. And I'm like, yeah, I don't like pineapple pizza. You just said you didn't like what I like, right? Why don't you like pineapple pizza? I think it tastes really good. And then the other person's like, I think pineapple pizza tastes really bad. I just don't like it. Completely reasonable conversation. Now, it's different if you're like, yo, I like pineapple pizza, and then the other person's like, you're a sick fuck piece of shit garbage human being for liking pizza. Like, you must have been dropped as a baby. Your parents are definitely cousins, because there is no way a human being could like pineapple on their pizza. Now we're getting into, you're attacking me as a person. It's not even about you're bad-mouthing the things I like. You're literally bad-mouthing me at that point. And my parents and everybody involved. So, like, there's levels to it. So, like, if you come out, if I'm out here and I'm like, yo, I love Brandt. I think his kid's the best. And you're like, I don't like Brandt. I think his kid's not the best. Okay. You know what I mean? I think this character is the best. I think that character sucks. Okay. You know, like, why would that make me crash out at all? So it's like I was saying, there's levels to the shit. Twisted your ankle, fell to the floor, knee getting locked up because of my fall, and now small toe got stubbed and half a nail fell off. Oh, hell no, Jose. Might as well just rip your whole leg off, bro. Just get a new leg. That leg is clearly cursed, Jose. I'm going to change it in a week, but I panicked last time. All good. Started Arc PvP. You started Arc PvP. So when I played Arc, so I had quit Arc a long time ago. And when I got back to Arc, I started on a PvP server. And I made an island. I made a base in the middle of an island, like really hidden. Like you couldn't see it. I wouldn't turn on my lights or, you know, my fire at night because I didn't want people finding it. It was like a little rock hidden by another rock in the middle of the ocean. So good. And I would make grenades and go raid smaller bases to get stuff. It was pretty fun. When you trash talk Genshin, I just work on my plan to make you do horror streams. Revenge planning is very therapeutic. True. But to be fair, I don't even like rage. I don't even trash talk Genshin. Like, I speak good about Genshin, right? I liked Genshin at one point. I played Genshin quite a bit. I still think in terms of open world exploration and stuff, I still think Genshin is great. It's fun. The combat could be interesting. Character collecting is cool for people that like characters. It's a high quality game at the end of the day. But after playing, that's why I kept telling you, play WuWa, because if you play WuWa, it's hard to go back to Genshin. When you're moving across the world, running up walls, no stamina using, and then you go back to Genshin, it just feels different. The combat also feels a little bit better, but, you know, it's one of those things where if you've played it too much, you have that attachment to it. But in itself, I'm not like a Genshin hater or anything. If you don't say you love it, you're trash talking it. True, that is how it be. That is how it be nowadays. And also, when I do get a new horror game, you best believe I'm getting everybody in there. All you people that be planning my downfall, Christina, Jet, Crystal, Sode, everybody else that be wishing me death upon these horror games is getting put in the horror game, in a multiplayer one. Y'all will all suffer. Trust. We'll all be there running from fucking Gucci Man from 2006 in one of these games, bro. Where the hell is this? What? Why the hell does it say there's a dog here and there's no dog here? Oh, over here, I'm blind. I guess I'm blind. Jose, you're getting put in there and your other leg is going to get stubbed while you're playing, bro. You're going to panic, run, and stub your other leg. Bro, Daniel, I don't even be thinking John crashes out at all. I just think he rage baits like 24/7. Because bro, at this point, I used to think that the biggest rage baiter used to be Sus. It's not, bro. I don't know what happened to John, bro. He digivolved over like a span of 2 months and turned into the most optimal rage bait hater that we have on the Discord. 100%. WuWa seems fun. I just feel I'm too invested after 5 years of Genshin and don't got the time or money for 2 gachas. The good thing is that you can play WuWa free to play while you're still playing Genshin. And once you're caught up with Genshin, there's really not much to do. I mean, just like this game, there really isn't much to do once you're caught up. So it's like the perfect time to play something else. Where the hell is this dog? I'm starting to think Lupa might be a better exploration tactic, bro. You try to rage bait. I don't think you be rage baiting. I mean, sometimes, like I said, I thought you were gonna start with Frolova, but like when I say rage baiting is different, bro. Like, cause like you can say you don't like a character or this character doesn't feel good, but John be specifically going out of his way to shit talk things that have like literally nothing to do with him. Like, homie will not appear in the Discord, and then someone will be like, yo, I like this character, and homie just shows up specifically to shit talk them. And it's like, bro, you're trying to rage bait them, bro, because like, ain't no way. Ain't no way, bro. I tried rage bait that this patch was filler, but ended up liking it. That's crazy. Yeah, bro, John's a pro, bro. At this point, I'm like, bro, something must have happened. Homie must be stressed, and homie gets on just to shit talk everybody. People summon him by liking characters. That's how it really is, bro. People be like for example, Nines posted a picture of Rebecca. Hold on. Nines posted a picture of Rebecca from Cyberpunk on the Discord. You go look at the reactions for the fan art. There's no reactions to like none of the pictures of any other character, bro. Even characters he has. There's barely any reaction, bro. Let someone post a character that they like. Homie reacted by posting the puke emote twice. Like twice, bro. Like what? That's insane, bro. And then they have a bunch of characters that he does like in there. No reactions to him. It's wild, bro. Shit is wild. That's why now at this point I've become the one that calls him out for his hating antics, bro. For real, Jay, he does. Sorry for being so. My point was, in reality, in real situations, you might feel personal attack, but you have to separate reality from fiction, and a lot of people can't make. Okay, so in reality, I also don't feel the same way, right? Like, once again, if we're talking about personal things, it's different. Like, there's, insults. Like, let's say you introduce someone to your girlfriend that you find beautiful, and they just hit you up with, nah, your girlfriend's ugly, like, straight to your face. That's disrespect. That's not a difference of taste. You dropped a comment that didn't need to be dropped. You disrespected me, so now we gotta throw hands. But if we're standing there and there's just a girl walking by and you're like, damn, I think she's hot, and then your boy's like, nah, I don't think she's hot, I think she ugly, why would I get offended, right? So it's like, difference of taste is normal as hell. Difference of opinions, bro, I literally have friends that will sit down and, like, it's night and day with how we see things, and it's still like, I don't get offended. Sometimes I might get passionate about a topic and we'll talk about it, trying to understand, like, why you do things or think a certain way, but not to, to the degree of actually getting pissed. Yeah, he does react to Shang Li sometimes, but, like, he's more consistent with the shit talking, bro. He turned into the evolved version of Suz, bro. Yeah, bro, out of nowhere, bro. Just try it, bro. Post, like, a random character. Post, like, Cheese and be like, yo, or like, Augusta, or, well, he actually kind of likes Augusta. Or YOOOO, or Galbrina, and be like, yo, this character looks so good. I'm so excited to get her. Homie will come out of nowhere talking shit. Oak's words echoes. There's a time and place for everything, but not now. That's crazy. Yeah, like, you like YOOOO. I'll be like, I don't like YOOOO. I don't like her character. I don't like her voice either. But, like, that's as far as I'll get. But homie will go like, she's disgusting, puke face. You'll go off. I mean, sometimes it's nice to have friends put you straight when you've had a few too many beers at a bar and you'd flirt with whatever has pulls. Yes, 100%. Like, that's one thing I like when it comes to, like, my community and, like, just real interactions with people. I like people that tell you what it is. Like, suck-ups or people that always see things exactly the same way you do. It doesn't generate interesting conversations. Personally, at least I think. I also think it's filler. So I don't think you guys understand what filler is. I think what you guys think is that the patch is boring. That's what y'all think it is. I think the patch is boring. That's what you guys think. Maybe you could say, I think the story of Furlova in itself, at least for now, because we don't know how they're going to tie that into the future, right? But I think right now it was kind of like a side quest. It didn't feel like it was tied to the main story progression of what we were doing. You know what I mean? Oh shit, I can't kill that. That's got to. I wish we had more enemies like this, bro. I wish we had more enemies like this. It would make me so happy, bro, if we had more enemies immune to specific elements, bro. Like, this was such a good feature. I wish this was done in other areas with other echoes and other elements. And maybe even some events and shit where you couldn't use your freaking... Oh, they died. Oh, it was this one. You know what I mean? But nah. People would complain. Start with the heavy hitter like Mavuika is better than Augusta. Ooh! If I ain't even gonna lie, in terms of design, I do like Augusta better, but I do also think Mavuika is pretty cool. Like, if Mavuika was a character with the graphics that we have in WuWa, I would probably like Mavuika more than Augusta with WuWa graphics, but I'm at the point where I do think, personally, that Genshin characters look like they're made out of Play-Doh. And it's not, like, that's not supposed to be a diss to the game. It's just their aesthetic. That's what they're going for, right? Like, less shadowy, less sharp edges, yada yada yada. More pastel colors to a certain degree, you know?
First to the treasure.
Now it's Cantarella versus Yuma. Cantarella got shit on for nothing while Yuma is walking blow-up doll. What you mean a walking blow-up doll? That's a crazy take. They almost cook with the big lizards. If you break them and they get up, they're resistant to whatever attribute did the most damage. Ooh, that's nice. I'm saying, bro, like, I want more of a challenge in this game. And it's, I know people want to say, well, you have S6, nothing's going to be a challenge. If motherfuckers are immune to my element, that's a challenge. For everybody, that's a challenge. Free to play is pay to win and everybody in between. If my strong ass team of fusion is, you know, resisted by the enemy and I only do like 1% damage, I'll have to not use that team. With my Wika, can you ride around in her motorcycle like indefinitely? Or is it like Inferno Rider where you can like pop it and then it comes out and then, you know, you go back to running after a little bit? The latex moto mommy is the thing that throws me off, but people excuse with low reasons. I don't even know what the hell that is, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, so if you get Dune, you can join us. It's been pretty fun. I've been trying to convince people to play our server, bro. We've been having a blast with it. An error happened. But what does that even mean, ladies and gentlemen? Did we already kill all the dogs? Is that what's going on? What? That was weird. Mavika's moto lasts 8 seconds at C0 and indefinitely at C6. Oh, hell nah. Okay, so at C6, Mavika's motorcycle is just infinite. Oh yeah, you'd have to S6 her, bro. Yeah, you'd have to S6 that character, bro, just to ride around on a bike in Genshin Impact. 10 out of 10. Peak. Best unit ever. At S6, of course. But I will say, one thing that I do think about Genshin is that, bro, their characters play I mean, I don't know now, but bro, their characters play completely different at S0 as opposed to max stooped, bro, or C0 as opposed to C6. I remember getting Child, bro, and like I had him at C0, the dude was just a bow character. I got him C6, he becomes a dual blade character. Like, you never use his bow, ever. You just dual blading all the time. So it's like, you know, that's a completely different character at that point. It just plays differently, bro. Bro, I will say I really do like her design when she's like this. Even the tail, I'm not a fan of the tail, but I think it's alright. It looks cool like this. When she's like this and you see more of her back, she's well-toned. She got the battle scars. She looks really cool. Like this. With that extra stuff, not a big fan, bro. That dog got juggled, bro. Why does it say an error happened every time she killed stuff? Does she just murk them too quick and it's just glitching it out or something? That makes no sense. What the hell? This way.
I hear cowering prey. With me. I smell fear.
Let's see if it happens again when she kills something.
Or nothing. Together we howl.
Okay, it didn't so far. Sally doing his... I know, I wish it was. That's why I ended up moving to PC. There's so many games on PC that are just so fun that you can play with friends that are not on PlayStation. I hate that they make it so you can't go into your characters while you're climbing up a hill. That's just disrespectful, bro.
I hear cowering.
Like, I pay for it. Let me stare at the ass while I'm climbing up a hill. What's wrong with y'all? Like, what do I need to look ahead of me? They ain't fucking obstacles.
Into the spotlight. With me.
I didn't check what yet. Let me guess. They enabled that too in the last update or something?
I hear cowering prey. With me. More passion.
Bro, Brand still plays way too good. Like, this character's kit is just so insane, bro. His gameplay is insane. He Spider-Mans from one character to the next, straight up.
Brad salutes you.
It's about the newest Genshin character? Oh. What about it? Post it. Post it on the Discord so I can see it. Oh, y'all post it in Gacha Games. This is what I mean, that Cancer got shit on nothing, while in Genshin it's just gooning hard now. Oh shit, I'm gonna play Genshin. I'm gonna install Genshin now. Character looks interesting. Let's see. See if there's more pictures. Why does she look like YOOOO to a certain degree? Interesting. Bro. Yeah. Bro, it's the fact that they're starting a war over because they judged Cancerella but not her, and She's wearing less. Hey, bro, that's how it is, bro. What's the thing is, bro, is that the Hoyo fandom is way more aggressive when it comes to attacking. So when people say, well, they started a hate train on Cantarella, not they, Genshin people, and maybe some other random extras that got thrown in there. So when they're like, oh, but nobody says anything about whatever her name is from Genshin Impact, is maybe because the other communities don't have a fan base that's so fucking hardcore, so they're not gonna shit talk as religiously, you know what I mean? So they're not gonna be out here hating on whatever her name is. I just think it's crazy that we're in a world where now they're asking for less goonership, bro. Like 5 years ago, everybody was like, we want more goonership. Now it's like, nah, give us less, bro. How dare they make a character that looks hot or revealing? It's weird. No content equals more tribalism. Okay, but let's be honest, even as a fan of Wuthering Waves, the 2.3 or the 2.3, the anniversary for Wuthering Waves was the most dog shit patch. Like, bro, I applaud anybody that attacked that thing. I was saying like it wasn't that bad in terms of like what they gave us, but in reality, like after having played it, because one thing is reacting before the shit drops, right? One thing is actually reacting before it drops and like going nuclear on it, and another thing is like experiencing it and realizing how shit it is, seeing how it feels, seeing how the events feel. And the reality of that update was that it was dog shit, bro. The 2.3 update, or not the 2.3, yeah, I guess it was 2.3. The anniversary update was crazy. I play a lot of other gacha games where like anniversaries, even like half-year anniversaries, feel like an anniversary, like something special. You logged in during the supposed anniversary of Wuthering Waves. It didn't even feel like an anniversary, bro. It felt, from the moment you joined it, it felt like a dead patch. Like there was nothing, bro. And the stakes were so much higher because it was an anniversary. And it just felt dead, bro. Empty. You should never feel like that during an anniversary. You should be like, every day you log in, you get a fucking 10 pull for a whole, like, 7 days. That's 70 fucking pulls. Standard banner pulls. I don't give a shit. Nah, bro. You get, like, 20 pulls. And then some shit that adds up. No, fuck the adding up. Let me log in every day for 7 days and get a 10 pull every single day of standard banner fucking pulls. Because that ain't doing nothing for veteran players. And for beginner players is helping them get their accounts running. I don't really like Genshin people, to be honest. Like, for a recent event, you have to use the right characters, elements, and no one fucking read the instructions. They just had to look at their screen and see the element sign, and I was one of them starting off, so I hate myself. Nah, I get you, bro. When it comes to a lot of the communities, even if you like the game, it's hard to like relate to the way a lot of these people be acting. No. After 2 weeks of anniversary was the worst. Full 30 days of nothing other than finishing the cube event. Yeah, bro. It was so trash. It was so bad. Like, out of all the games I be playing, bro, I think the worst anniversary that I've experienced over a period of time has been Wuthering Waves. And it just makes no sense. To be fair, games like WuWa and Genshin, like, they specifically try to give players, like, just dog shit. And it don't matter what people say, well, WuWa is so much better at giving shit. They still, bro, no. They still give you shit at the end of the day, bro. Like, they make it such a, like, difficult thing to just spam standard banner tickets, bro. Like, we should, bro, low-key, we should be getting, outside of all events, we should be getting at least like 50, 60 standard banner tickets per patch, bro. 50 standard banner. That's it. Outside of everything else that we get, bro. Wasn't Genshin the worst, but for real, it's an anniversary. They gotta. Well, I mean, Genshin's first anniversary was pretty bad as well. I just don't get how these companies make that much money and they really sit there and they're like, yeah, we're just gonna give them about 30 pulls, some character level up currency, and then they're like, yup, that's good. This is a, like, I know they know it's not a good event. I know they know it's not like reasonable to what they're giving their fan base. They know that shit. You posted the WuWa Ultimate. Let me see. Let me see. That's it? Bro, I've always said, is there any other action that happens? I've always said Genshin Ultimates are like the most lackluster fucking Ultimates ever. It's like, it ain't bad, but it also ain't good. It's like half a second, bro. It's like 2 seconds, bro. Nah. Yeah, she does remind me of Sia Kona. She does. She reminds me of like Sia Kona and like the upcoming chick. What's her face? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Bro, they really got me out here farming these goddamn chickens. Or these dogs, bro. The personality juggles hard, and Genshin needs to have ultimates that have less than 5 seconds since it counts on your timer. Yeah. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I've always said the summoning animations for characters in WuWa are better than the Genshin ultimates, bro. It's crazy. In Genshin, I feel it's hard to get standard banner pity compared to rate up. About 3 months for standard and 1 to 2 months for rate up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like, I don't know how Genshin works, but in this game, you have an exchange that you can get the limited banner dupes. You can get 2 every time there's a banner up. And you could use currency that you get from the standard banner, which is coral. So if they gave us more standard banner pulls, we would eventually get more coral and have the chance to get more dupes. But they don't want to do that. Like, I just want a game that plays like Wuthering Waves, but has the characters of Brown does, bro. Is that too much to ask? That's too much to ask, isn't it, bro? One day we'll get the GACHA Chat company that drops that game, bro.
I hit cowering prey. Time to fight. Here. Together we howl. With me.
You actually have that game where? What game? Okay, but you're talking about like mods and stuff, aren't you? I'm talking about like an actual game that looks like that. Also, Ananta's having a marketing spree. Still no news about the game. That's crazy. Marketing spree with no news about the game.
I hit cowering prey.
Yeah, but Stellar Blade, I don't like it either. And Stellar Blade doesn't come close to like Brown Dust. Brown Dust, like I said, is probably the most hardcore gooning game out there. Obviously, that doesn't have like a plus 18 launcher. Because I know there are some games out there that have like the regular launcher and then a plus 18 launcher. Brown Dust just has the regular launcher, which is actually very surprising. And it's just next level shit. Can't catch me, cow. Can't catch me. Yeah, brown dust is crazy. Brown does be wildin' out here. They don't do connectors. I don't even know what that is. Like, way back in the day, I used to play a game called Seven Deadly Sins. Don't get it confused with, like, the actual Seven Deadly Sins game. It was something else called Seven Deadly Sins. And it had, like, the regular version of the game. And then it had, like, the 18-plus version of the game. Which all they did was show titties. That's it. CJ, you finished farming today for Lova. I gave up on because she doesn't need to be perfect. And I got a forecast for Cantarella. Hell yeah. Yo, I forgot to do my 36 little things yesterday, I think. Oh no, I forgot to do my little 36 things for Lova. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want a game that looks graphically in place like this. No, I don't think it's bad, bro. I didn't say it's bad. All I said was that I forgot to do it yesterday. Like, bro, you farm for 10 days. That's a week and a half. You would have gotten like 150 echoes. I'm chilling. Like, I actually want more domains like that for more characters. Obviously, I want you to be able to farm some of their things in the open world as well. But I don't mind these little fucking rooms where you can just, you know. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. I could, like, it's one of those things where, like, I could just echo what the community wants to say. Yeah, I understand why it's so bad. This is such a horrible thing, you know? But, like, it doesn't bother me. So I can't just be like, yeah, this shit's ass. If I was a brand new player, I could see why maybe it could be a problem. But at the same time, it's like, eh. We done? We done. I wish we had more wave-based content. TOF was good besides the power creep and pay to win, like the graphics. Yeah, I did enjoy Tower of Fantasy. Tower of Fantasy had a lot of really good stuff going for it. Low key, I would have gone back to it had I not lost my account, but I lost my account, so I don't care for it at all anymore. Can I get orange juice, please? The bottle. What? Yeah. It's worse because you can't far from Prolovo with stamina and no stamina. All characters were. But yeah, like, I don't get why it's worse. Like, I'm in no hurry to build for Lova. You know what I mean? Like, where I'm at, I beat all the content right away. The only thing is, well, I can't have my brand new character done right away. Huh? Nah. The new leaks are here. You sunk $40 to get Asuka? Is that in TOF? Alright, I got some food, chat. Look at that. Some food. So, I want to take a look at this video We might not look at the whole video because it's a long ass video, okay? But I want to take a look at it and see what it is. And then as I'm watching, you guys can tell me what the whole gist of it is in case I missed something. Let's see. Hold on, let me make sure I've used my stamina today. Which ones are the broad blade ones? It's this one, right? Now let's go. I'm watching, so y'all sent me a video that Genocide dropped. It was something about like the 2.5 situation is crazy or something like that is what it's titled. Let me double check. The Wuthering Waves 2.5 situation is crazy. And then after that, I got sent the other video, which is the worst apology in gacha history. Everything is the worst in history. So that one's by Saint Tontus, as you can clearly tell by the title. And it's his reactions to Genocide's video. So I want to see what Saint Tontus had to say about his good friend Genocide. I want to see what's going on with it, bro, because y'all told me to react to it, and I don't even know what it is, bro. Yeah, I need credits, I know. I'm down bad in credits. You got condescended and told we are Kurobots? Yeah, so basically that's why y'all told me to watch the Saint Tontus video, because it gives a lot of context apparently to everything. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch Bobby's video and see what's popping, you know. You got all your money refunded from TOF? What? I wish I could get my money refunded, bro. Channy, how you doing? Do I know about the green slime? Yes, I do know about that. I don't know. I wasn't involved around those times with like Genshin or any of that, but I did hear about the situation. I'm the only motherfucker that should be praised that has the same vibes. Oh, okay. Yeah, I will say when it comes to drama, beef, and shit talking, Saint Tontus puts as much work as Braxophone puts into his Honkai Star Rail guides, bro. This man goes in and finds all kinds of shit. Edits his bro, Saint Tontus edits his drama videos more than he edits his guides videos. His drama videos be on point with everything, bro. Man be getting all the sauce when it comes to that shit. Alright, let's see. Now I want to see what's going on because I'm hungry. The real main reason I want to react is since I want to eat my food. I don't really give a shit about the drama. I'm going to tell you guys right now. Alright, boys. So I got my food and I'm actually hungry as shit. So I'm trying to see what I could do while I eat. And you guys had told me y'all wanted me to react to the Saint Tontus and Genocide videos. Apparently it's like the same videos. So Saint Tontus dropped a reaction to this video. The Wuthering Waves 2.5 situation is crazy by Genocide. I was originally gonna watch this video, but then I was sent this video, which is the worst apology in gacha history. And now this fucking video is 21 minutes long, and this video is an hour and 20 minutes long. So there's gonna be a lot of yapping. Now I don't know if I'm gonna be watching all of this, but you know, I got food to eat. So let's go ahead and watch this video. All right, let me do a little bit of preparing for this. I gotta make sure I put everything here. I gotta mute this on the side. Perfect. And then I gotta pop my chats over here. Hold on. So I can actually see what y'all are yapping about. Boom. All right, let's see what this is all about.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it appears that we've gotten a bit of an update to the Wuthering Waves 2.5 story situation, and if you haven't caught up with what has happened over here, this has been a bit of a conundrum, right? Where the community's been accused of being overtly toxic. There have been a lot of very harsh words, insults to viewers, stuff like that thrown around, and the overall takeaway is, yeah, this was a bit of a messy situation, right? And I covered this situation in the past. A lot of people...
Yo, hold on. My fat head is blocking St. Tontus's fat head. We can't have that. There we go.
Can look at this video that I made and they're just going to assume, oh, he's just over here being toxic. The WuWa community is being toxic all over again. You know, looky here, what's new? And the reason why I made this video is pretty simple. This is like a bit of like a disclaimer, some context that I'm putting up front. You can widely consider me to be one of the bigger Wuthering Waves CCs, right?
Yeah.
And in a lot of ways, the actions of the community are inherently tied to me.
Yeah.
Where if the community is accused of doing something crazy, right, or doing something bad, then a lot of people will see that bad thing being done and then attribute it to me.
Why his fat head get bigger, bro? Like, man. St. Tontus, bro, you gotta chill. I'm gonna put myself up here. All right, let's continue.
Me, and then say I'm leading the community, right, to that sort of bad end. And naturally, right, that does damage to me, that does damage to my reputation, and of course, right, it does damage to the reputation of the game. And when accusations that the WuWa community was being super toxic to Genocide were being thrown around and that they were causing all of these issues, one of the reasons why I made this video was because A, the situation was incredibly farmable. For one, don't get me wrong about that one. And B, because I'm also protecting my own interests as well as a content creator.
Okay.
And so it was kind of like a two birds for one stone sort of situation. And that's why I did it. Because how I would describe the WuWa 2.5 situation is Genocide gathering up a bunch of trash in his backyard, right? Not dealing with it. And when he goes to throw it away, he throws it into my backyard.
Okay, guys, fill me in. What exactly happened that St. Tontus is saying that Genocide was throwing the garbage on his backyard? Like, what was Genocide really going on about? I don't even need to ask y'all. We still have an hour and 20 minutes left of this video. I'm sure everything's going to be explained in here in great detail.
And I was just like, okay, let's figure out how this all happened over here and why I'm being told that I'm now one of the most toxic creators ever. So with that out of the way, Genocide has addressed the situation on his own in a 21-minute scripted video. I've pre-watched some of it, but I don't think the pre-watching is going to help because he kind of goes around a little bit. And you can see over here from the like-dislike ratio,
Damn.
I don't think a lot of people liked it either. So why don't we give it a listen and then give our take on the matter? Because I think we're one of the most well-informed when it comes to all the different sides of this issue. Let's get right on into it.
It is I, the God among men, the mint.
I'm not even going to say nothing, bro.
Pick supreme. Only I may speak.
That's an interesting introduction.
Bro, I ain't even going to lie. That was giving me Gacha God vibes.
That's an interesting introduction, especially after the whole bragging about Kurofest saying that you're better than other players because
That's a crazy intro.
you're a content creator and you're going to stuff and that you play more, you spend more money on the game. I
Wow.
think he's playing into it though. I think he's playing into it.
It's a joke,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
You guys have been pretty funny, honestly, I gotta say. I'll talk more about that later as well in the video. I normally don't care too much about what random people say in the comments because, I mean, if you're a content creator, you can't care about everything or you'll go crazy.
You can't care about everything, but you
I don't care about nothing y'all be saying, bro. Y'all could be talking shit. I don't give a shit.
should care about some things. I think that when you reflect on the past situation where Jenna was referencing comments that he was getting, they were super mean, you know, that they were super toxic. Those comments were actually very reasonable, right? The comments that I covered in my video were actually very reasonable. The video's now deleted, unfortunately. All these comments that are in my video that we kind of like verified, none of them were actually that toxic or bad. They're all deleted.
Future for me, yeah, just for you because you don't give a shit about the story. Maybe it's time to learn to read rather than yapping like this. So was like Genocide mad about these comments or something? There's nothing confusing about the story. More than half of the time you were looking at your stupid chat. It's your fault here, Jenna. Was he mad about comments like this? I be getting videos talking about, or comments in past videos talking about, I hope you die and shit. I just laugh. Or maybe there's some other comments that are like down in this video that I haven't seen because, you know, I don't keep up with drama, that were crazy and, you know, it made Genocide upset or something.
Deleted now.
I don't know.
So this is the only place I think currently where you're able to get any context at all.
Oh,
so
wait.
this is the only place I think currently
Genocide
where you're able to
deleted the
get
video?
any context at
Oh,
all
shit.
on the comments that he was leaving.
Why?
Or the comments that were left on this now deleted video. So yeah, they were all coming from inside the house. They were all his own viewers, which makes the situation even more messy. We heard Jenna talking a lot about blaming the community, blaming all of these other people for the mean comments, the supposedly toxic comments that he's getting. Let's just hear about where he thinks those comments are coming from.
It's Saint and 90% of his dick riders. Well, I would say his cult of dick riders. I would say like, you know, 90% of the hate comments I got are him and the community basically. He can deny it however he wishes, but it's not a coincidence that anytime he watches a video and dislikes it, suddenly there's a ton of hate comments. Like, what a coincidence.
Your video was disliked prior to me even reacting to it. It had 297 comments critiquing it prior to me even reacting to it. The critiques that you crashed out over were already there. This crash out happened before I made my video.
What did this say? Oh, fuck. Hold on. Long ass freaking video.
We're already there. This crash
Difference is Sexton actually said he wasn't focused on the story because of external factors. He even apologized for that W. While Jenna just doubled down and insulted the community for calling him out, then went off on an ego trip on how he's better. Bro needs an ego check.
out happened before I made my video. I don't know where the blame is coming from. But don't worry, there's more.
Yeah, a majority of the comments are absolutely ridiculous. Like, you look at them and it's like, what the actual fuck? Like, they're just complete bad actors, obviously. Mostly spread from Saint's community, well, obviously. Double down and stoke the flames? Well, there's just really no point to. And there's also one thing that I made a mistake on, for sure.
So yeah, that's the accountability, ladies and gentlemen.
And even here, I'm not too broken up about it, but I want to clear some things up and also fix a mistake that I made. I know. Even God himself can make a mistake. An apology, if you will, for something that I said. And, you know, I definitely made a mistake. At least one.
What did you
maybe
say?
more. Yes, I know. Even the honored one, above all, can still make mistakes. I basically get insulted all day long, even on stream anyways, and YouTube comments say some of the most vile stuff I've ever seen on the internet, but at least
The Saints show some of these insane comments. Because, like, I'm thinking some crazy shit. Like, off the top of my head, I ain't even gonna lie. I'm thinking some crazy shit was said. for Jenna to say some of the most vile stuff he's ever seen on the internet. Like, I wonder what they were saying to him that he actually said that. I hope he shows it, because I'm not gonna go watch the other Saint Tonta's video. This video is long as shit as is, so you know, I hope he shows it.
Usually most of the good criticism floats to the top, but this was a little bit of an exception. I decided I would actually...
To provide some additional context over
there we
here.
go.
I don't care what they think, they're retarded. Do not care. Curl bots are a waste of breath, bro. They're worthless. I do not care what those people think. I haven't even looked at the comments. I have a bunch of notifications on YouTube. Do not care what they think.
I think that's kind of like where a lot of the situation came to a head, right? We're calling people retarded. We're saying that they're a waste of breath, but we're also admitting to not reading any of the comments. And so it's kind of like a weird situation, right? Like, how do you know they're retarded unless you read them? But then you're also saying that the comments were the most
how do you know they're retarded if you haven't read them? That's
vile
funny.
thing ever. But then, like, good criticism
Motherfuckers
floats
be
to the
retarded.
top.
You know, it is what it is.
But then you never read them, right? So
That's
it's kind of like a whole situation of, we already know, we've double checked ourselves, right? We went into...
I ain't even gonna lie. I know Saint Tontes does this shit with like analytical and like trying to put people in this in their place. But sometimes this motherfucker's funny as shit, bro, with how he says his things, bro. Like, even when he's not trying to be funny, it's just the way he says things is just funny, bro. Like, he needs me in the background just being, bro, yeah, they're just fucking retarded, bro. Like, it is what it is. Some of these things,
section.
bro.
And then we saw that none of the comments...
He tries to be proper and shit to get that ad revenue. I'm over here just yapping and talking shit, bro. That's funny.
were like actually that bad. They were like, the worst one was him getting called a clapped walnut. No amount of good storytelling can save a clapped CC that has the attention span of a walnut. That was the worst comment we saw.
There ain't no way that was the worst comment. No amount of good storytelling can save a clapped CC that has the attention span of a walnut. That shit just broke my heart, bro. How they gonna do him like that? He gonna need therapy after that comment. That's actually insane.
And when this is the worst one, I wouldn't consider this to be like the most vile, toxic shit in the space. And then everything else was like very kindly worded and was just like constructive criticism. You can see right over here, this is the second top upvoted one. I think that we're getting the apology off in this video, right? I don't think we're getting off to a very strong
That's actually
start
insane, bro.
in this apology. And unfortunately, I think that what this apology kind of is telling me in the first couple of minutes is that he hasn't gone out and watched any of these videos or recapped on the situation particularly much. Because if he did that, he would know what is making people upset. And he's already gotten, like, let's just say that I don't think that this whole, like, talking about how vile the comments are, talking about, like, the suffering that you go through as a CC, I don't think that's, like, the right take when... on the record, the worst suffering that we've seen regarding this issue is getting called a clapped walnut.
That's actually
I'm just going to be
insane.
honest. It comes off as a little soft. It does come off as a little soft when that's the only toxic thing that we see on record.
Damn, homie called him a soft clapped walnut. You ain't even a hard shell walnut. He just called him a soft walnut. That's crazy.
She looked through most of it. I also removed the previous video because people are kind of just missing the point for the most part and riding on a hate train, spamming out the actual good criticism, and also just being kind of nasty on the wrong video. So they can instead let out all their anger on this video at the end if they wish. I also want...
Wouldn't the other video have just served as like the place for people to let out anger? Because, like, weren't they all just, like, gathered there in the first place? And so
Yeah,
if the goal was to
weird.
make a new video that would aggro all the haters and then congregate them into one spot, the other video was already doing that in the first place. And unfortunately, all it does is it makes it harder to verify whether or not what you're saying, what Jenna is saying is true. Because he's made the claim that the video's comments were super toxic, writing a hate train, causing all of these issues, not like, you know, not actually like good quality content, not good comments.
He should have left the video to be like, bro, maybe y'all didn't see this one comment. This was the one that actually I found to be really crazy. What about this one? But since he took it down, we can't really see how bad the comments actually were.
Nobody
That
can
maybe he
verify
saw.
that now. And now the only record that is available of that video's comment section is this video, right? This is the only one where it's available. And none of the comments that show up in here, aside from one, is toxic. And so we're going in, we're making all these bold claims about what's wrong in the video, about what's wrong with the commenters. Nobody can see the comments anymore. And the only evidence of it, none of the comments look bad. I would have to say that this is, again, we're only a minute 23 seconds in.
That's
we're not
crazy.
off to a strong start here.
I wanted to make this a few days ago, but I didn't really have time until now. Well, no time like the present, right? I'm not here to make excuses, but I want to lay everything out. I don't care if you love me or you hate me. I just want to make everything clear.
No excuses, okay.
I had to write my thoughts down as well instead of just winging it this time.
I think we can play up the speed a little bit. Otherwise, we're going to be here for about 17 hours.
So you don't mistake my
way.
words too much either.
He played up the speed and it's still a 1 hour and 20-minute video. That's actually insane. That is actually peak content farming, bro. I gotta learn to do this, bro. I need like a coach, bro.
Or I don't make any mistakes, rather. It's very different to do a video than a random stream since you actually choose what goes out there and exactly how people perceive you.
Okay, did we just say we weren't going to make excuses? Okay. Wait. Wait, why does this sound like an excuse?
If you can watch a literal terrorist backstory with an eye patch and end up understanding her backstory and even loving her, then surely you can listen to my simple explanation here in this video, right?
Okay. Why do we come off as like condescending to the viewer?
Yo, John, for real, I need you, bro. I need you to teach me the ways, bro.
Like, why are we like, like, isn't this an apology video? Is this actually an apology video? I guess he's learning another thing from Mr. Pokey. How to not apologize
Bro.
properly.
No, but
Satan gotta throw some shit at Mr. Pokey every time he has a chance, huh?
seriously, let's just clear up everything, shall we? Let's go from the top. Let's also preface that I generally play for the gameplay with most of these gacha games. It's probably around 80% of the reason I play these games, minimum. Let's start with the story rating video. I
I guess the whole like no excuses thing at the start of the vid was kind of just like a soft lie, because that right there literally was an excuse. I play these games mainly for gameplay, which is like an excuse for the whole like lack of story attention.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming that.
gave it
Literally.
a 7 out of 10. A grave crime, I know. For the record, I actually like 2.4 a lot more. However, the scale I used was 5 out of 10 is average or mid, as most people would call it. 6 is aight, 7 is good, 8 is great, 9 is amazing, and 10 is a masterpiece, which I believe I did say before and I prefaced. But people were really not happy about that. Many
I don't think anyone was particularly. I think that this is kind of like the first big miss. Or really, no, there have been a couple of big misses already. I think this puts a cap on it. That I don't think Jenna has actually kept up with any of the discourse at all. And maybe actually hasn't read any of the comments. Because it hasn't been about the score. It's
What was the score that Genocide gave that got the people mad or whatever? Like, what score did he give the story?
never really been about the score. This whole situation did not blow up until one thing happened. This whole
Okay,
situation
so it wasn't about the score.
was super down low, super low key. They're
Okay.
about 10 minutes, right? Or they're about 100 comments on his video at this point. I think we can actually see in here how many comments this video had prior.
7 out of 10? I don't even sound that bad. Like, I don't even sound like that bad of a score. You know what I mean?
Right? It wasn't a massive number. I think it was at like 200, 300 something. I wish I could check in the video. It had 287 at the time that we recorded.
So it wasn't the
this 4
score
days
that
ago.
pissed people off.
This was
Okay.
not like a major issue. And what turned it into a major issue was this.
Because I yapped during story, I don't care what they think. They're retarded. Do not care.
And
It's
then
about
this.
things that matter.
25 months
You know
nice.
what?
Less
Why
than
am I being invited to fucking Curl Fest and they aren't? You know why? Because they fuck them. All right. These fucking delusional fans always online saying the craziest shit, bro.
That's why it blew up.
Yo, this man said, why aren't they getting invited? Cause fuck them. That's funny as shit, bro. That is some high tier, like I'm the chosen one type of energy, bro. Homie said, fuck them. That's funny, bro. Oh, that's
Because
hilarious.
we had a whole 1 hour, 1 minute,
Oh,
30-second
shit.
rant calling people worthless, wastes of air, too stupid to live, and this.
So like, he dropped his 7 out of 10 review, right? And people were like not agreeing with it in a very mild manner, like nothing crazy, just kind of mild from what, you know, at least from what I'm seeing from Saint Tontes, right? From what he's showing, that seems to be pretty good so far, like, right? And then he didn't like that people didn't agree with his opinion. And then this is what he said to the people. He just said, fuck him, bro. That's funny as shit.
This was what prompted it all.
Comments mad because I yapped during story. I don't.
Someone's mad because I yapped during the story. And we went off for 1 minute and 30 seconds and said all of those things because a viewer of yours was upset that you were
That's
yapping
so funny.
and not focusing on the story. The input did not equate to the output. This was like putting in 1 orange into your juicer
Oh
and
my
getting
goodness.
1 gallon of orange juice. There was too much work being done. There wasn't enough to be this mad about. And then people saw this insane overreaction to your own viewers telling you that they just wanted you to focus up more for the story like you did with other games. That's kind of it. And then getting this absurd, crazy reaction, getting called worthless, getting called a waste of air,
That's crazy.
getting told that you're too stupid to live is why people are upset. It's not
Yo, too stupid to live? That's actually hilarious, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. That's a pretty interesting crash out. Like, bro, low key, look, before I went into this whole thing, I thought that, like, because I didn't know, I had the general understanding that people were mad at Genocide because of his opinion on the story. That's all I knew. Literally, bro, that's all I knew. But I didn't know that it was like, he gave it like a relatively okay score. Some people didn't agree with him. And then the part that was just shown where he crashed out on his viewers, bro, I did not know about that part. That's actually freaking funny. Like, dude crashed out on that reply. Or you don't want to say he crashed out, he was calm. Okay, he was calm. But it's the extent of what he said to some of those people, giving him like relatively, you know, mild comments that was kind of funny, bro. Like,
because of a
shit,
7
bro.
out of 10. You would even notice over here, he doesn't even say somebody's mad about your 7 out of 10. It's because he wasn't paying attention. He even says in the vid,
Comments mad because I yapped during story. I don't care.
that's not because of the 7 out of 10. The crash out over here is because of the 7 out of 10. It's never been about the 7 out of 10. And when we start off this video, going back to the 7 out of 10 that we verified, we did a control
That's funny.
F in his comment section, and we didn't see the 7 out of 10 rating mentioned a single time as a point of critique.
You recommend watching Genocide's VOD even briefly to get both sides of the story? I would need someone to link me, like a timestamp or something, because I'm pretty sure Genocide has streamed a few days ever since whenever this happened. So I wouldn't even know when all of this happened. You know what I mean?
We
That's
control
funny.
F'd the entire 287 comment section, and not a single one referenced the 7 out of 10 score. And I feel like Jenna could have simply just watched this video and gotten a real
Hold on,
time.
I'll be right back. Man, swear to God, some of this shit's funny. Even you, CJ, just pay a little more attention, bro. I paid so much attention to the story. I even made a video about my opinion regarding the story. And I've never done that for anything in WuWa so far. I just chatted up with you guys here.
100% accurate, or actually at least 95% accurate breakdown of why people are upset with him. And this would have made the structure, the design of this, because clearly he scripted this, just so much more impactful. Because right now he's addressing concerns. He's defending something that a few people, but nobody, as far as we could see in this comment section, was even critiquing. This seems misguided.
Many people said I didn't pay enough attention or I'm wrong about things, etc. So let's look at this in two different ways.
But he does address it over here, right? He addresses the whole not paying attention part.
Sure.
But he led with the 7 out of 10, which is like, brother, we've established that's not the reason why.
One is that I understood everything, and one is where I missed some of the information. In either case, I believe my opinion is as valid as anyone else's, by the way, even if many don't really want to accept that. So in the instance that I did understand,
And I guess this is where it gets worse. You remember how I said pre-watching this wasn't gonna help? That's because I got about 3 to 4 minutes into this video, and then I started asking myself, what the fuck are we even talking about anymore? And this is the moment where I was like, what the fuck are we even talking about anymore? So let's buckle down and get ready for the ride.
I don't really want to accept that. So in the instance that I did understand everything, then people were just being upset for no reason over my rating. They just don't like it. And in the instance where I missed some information, well, it still would kind of be the same way either way, right? It still
In all reality, bro, like, the story wasn't even that complex. It was kind of like, you know, pretty basic, easy to understand in my opinion.
how I felt, and people are just upset over that.
Okay.
It's because you said the story was confusing at certain parts, and then your audience told you you found that part confusing because you were distracted and doing other stuff instead of focusing up during those parts.
So basically, look, we still got like 3 hours of this reaction to go through, but from my understanding, it ain't even about, like, the whole drama and the whole problem is not even about the rating anymore or even his opinion of the story. What I'm understanding is that the real problem with people going at him is how he reacted to people's opinions about his review of the game. How he treated his fans or the WuWa community and what he said to them that caused whatever backlash came after. Because at first it was just people telling him, like, you know, at first, like the very start of it, from what I'm understanding, is people were saying, yeah, you should have paid a little bit more attention. Maybe that's why you found it a little confusing. Maybe you should stop, you know, chatting with your chat a little bit less and actually pay attention to the story. From what I'm understanding, that's the main thing that was the beginning of it. But then after that, it blew up after he called him everything that Saint Tonta said. Fuck him, right? You know, I think that's what caused the real issue, how he addressed the people of the WuWa community.
That was it. It's not about your overall recognition of the story. It's not about how you understand the whole story. It's because you said specific parts were too flowery, hard to understand, and then your chat corrected you, your viewers corrected you, and told you during those parts that you said were confusing, you were like goofing around. And so they saw you blaming, right, the design of the story, for Lova, whatever, for something that they thought you were responsible for. And so they wrote that in your comment section. That is what 90% of the comments here are about. Simply just calling out Genocide for being distracted and then saying that those parts that he was distracted for were confusing.
Now, I understand that, like, one thing is if you're, like, sitting there paying a whole bunch of attention to the story and you still don't get it because maybe it's a, you know, foreign concept to you, or it's just hard to understand, right? But another thing is if you're not paying attention and then say it was confusing and then people tell you, well, maybe you should have paid a little bit more attention, not been distracted, and then you get mad about it. You know what I mean? Because that, it just feels like you feel that, you know, you're better to a certain degree from that perspective, at least. Not necessarily talking about genocide, but if I, for example, was in the same situation and people were like, yo, you didn't pay attention, that's why you didn't understand shit, my reaction would be like, shit, you're right. I was over here talking shit like I usually do with my chat. I was, you know, thinking about titties and ass or something, and maybe that's why I didn't understand it. You're right. Maybe I gotta, you know, give it another chance. Maybe you guys can tell me what I missed out on the story. That would have been my reaction, low key.
And to the critique, right?
Then again, I wouldn't have made a review if I didn't fully understand everything down to the T.
I think he's responding to the critique that he didn't understand anything. We can't play the video now. Oh, wait, we can.
Simple when you really get to the brass tacks of it. A fairly simple story, but it's made super complex with how flowery her language is, where I would sometimes be like, wait, what?
The only reason why you're having comments in your comment section about not understanding the story is because you yourself said it in the video. Couldn't have said it better myself. Sorry, I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that one.
I think that's true, bro. Like,
That was good. So you see Janazad in this vid, right? Responding to this critique that he didn't understand anything in the story. But I don't think that there's any admission or realization, right? That the reason why people are making those critiques or saying them is because he himself said that there were parts of the story that he didn't understand. And the worst part about all of this, right, is that this video was uploaded 4 days ago. And the exact line of reasoning that I'm saying right now, I feel like I'm almost regurgitating parts of this video. I could, instead of talking.
you know what's crazy? I relate to, like, not understanding parts of the story. Just completely different reaction from my end, because oftentimes I ask you guys, I'm like, yo, what happened here? Why is this happening? Why did that happen? Did I miss something? On top of the fact that I was gone for a pretty big portion of, like, the beginning of the 2.0 story and, like, what came before that, right? So I didn't really know anything regarding, like, Camellia, some of the things with, like, Shorekeeper. And I would ask you guys, like, you know, what's going on? Even though I did the story when I came back, I just didn't pay too much attention. I was still getting back into the rhythm of things with the game. And I'd be asking y'all shit all the time. And some of y'all even hold me accountable, like, yo, you got to pay more attention to the story, which recently, because of y'all telling me that, I've been trying to pay more attention to the story. And y'all know me now, like, I've really been enjoying the stories in Withering Waves. They're so short. They come every, what, like, every few months, like every month or every 2 months, something like that. So I enjoy paying attention to the stories nowadays. And it's all because of y'all holding me accountable for not paying attention in the past. You know what I mean?
Right? Live reacting. I could just find a clip from this video and play it in response to this. That's how, like,
Granky, appreciate you for the gifted sub, brother.
Unfortunate I view this entire thing. Making this apology and getting a W out of this situation was just as easy as just watching this vid. That was it.
Now, realistically, it's actually a little bit closer to the middle of those. I understand the story, but I miss some of the smaller details, especially in the middle when Frolova was talking, such as exactly how her Sonorosphere worked. I saw some people mad saying, well, you know, at the end she's not actually dead, she's in the Sonorosphere and other stuff, and it's like, okay, yeah, I get that, but, like, I mean, she's, for all intents and purposes, essentially dead and in, like, a afterworld sphere for right now where consciousness is, but that doesn't really matter too much.
So yeah, this is where I stopped watching yesterday.
I later looked back over the story a bit after all the backlash, and I'm gonna be real, I still give it a 7 out of 10. I didn't.
It's
Fine.
fine.
There's
Yeah.
no issue at all with that. I don't think anyone.
It's funny how St. Tontus and I, despite the fact that we don't even see eye to eye on anything, because I know some people are going to be watching this video and think that I'm like buddy-buddy with St. Tontus, because people used to think that I was buddy-buddy with St. Tontus. I'm not buddy-buddy with nobody. I'm just cool with everybody, but I'm not friends at, you know, in that degree with nobody. I just react and say what I have in mind. It is what it is, but we're pretty much on the same page on everything, even saying some things at almost the exact same time, bro. I don't think there's anything wrong with a 7 out of 10. I don't even think there's a problem with that. It's everything else that I hope gets addressed in Genocid's, I guess, apology or whatever, you know, this video was. But yeah, bro, like that ain't an issue
about
at
the
all.
rating. But as you can see from the first 4 minutes of the video, the first fifth, the rating is the only thing that we're putting a big priority on right now. It's talking about how people were upset with our rating when they weren't. And then it's B, defending our rating when it was not really attacked in the first place. And so we've spent the first 4 minutes of this apology not actually apologizing, but just defending ourselves against critique that nobody made. And not.
Was this supposed to be an apology video, bro? Cause like I ain't even gonna lie. It ain't even like I'm sorry WuWa community or anything. I just think it's just like it's just an explanation video. Like he's just explaining what his thoughts are. I don't even think this is an apology video. Honestly, I just think he's like trying to say what he feels and thinks of this whole situation.
Not addressing the actual critiques that people are making. This is a rough one.
I didn't miss enough key information for me to truly
This shit rough, dog. You just say, yo, this is rough.
feel differently. And realistically, a 7 out of 10 is not that bad. I said it was good, right? I just don't really see how that's too much of a problem. Can you tell me exactly what Galadriel said to Frodo in Lord of the Rings? Or tell me exactly what Erwin said to the recruit scouts before the final charge in Attack on Titan season?
What the fuck?
Yeah, I think you guys get the message. You guys get the message, right? Do I have to repeat myself again? I don't think so.
3 word for word? I mean, probably not, but you understand the gist of what it conveyed, right? And those are amazing stories anyways. Well, the parts I missed felt like that to me. Not important enough to really change my feelings in the story or shift how I felt. I just wasn't as into it as I was for 2.4, which I enjoyed the concept a lot more than this one.
I don't think that there's any issue with what he's saying right now. I think that all of his points, everything.
Yeah, bro, like how long is he gonna lean into like the rating thing? I mean, there's still a lot of video left, so I'm sure he's gonna address the other stuff that I'm pretty sure everybody understands is the problem.
Thing that he's saying,
But maybe he's breaking it down slowly.
1,000% reasonable. I don't think very many people would hear the reasoning that he's saying right now and be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? We need to go fuck this guy up. He's not a Kurobot. He's a Hoyo shit. I don't think anyone would say that in response to this. It feels like this is just one gigantic straw man. And one thing that I have a lot of confidence in,
so
if he had said the same exact things in his prior video that he was saying in this one, nobody would have cared. If he said, I know I was a little bit distracted on stream when I was going through the quest.
Yeah.
I rewatched it on my own, and these are my takes regarding it. Yeah, my rating's still a 7 out of 10. I'm going to be real, brother. I don't think anyone would have said anything at all. But instead of doing that, instead of saying we rewatched it, we called our viewers retarded, waste of air, and too stupid to live. And then started doing a Fortnite dance while talking about Kurofest and how much money we spent on the game.
Me
Yo, that's
fully
just
understanding
crazy.
a sonorosphere doesn't suddenly bring it up to an 8 for me. I'm sorry, it's just most of the details I missed didn't really change anything. I still felt the moments were emotional, and I experienced Frolova's story as Rover. At one point,
keeps talking about the rating.
I said some of it was a bit confusing. A lot of people didn't like that. But what I was referring to, which I should have been more specific on, is Frolova's language, which is very poetic, flowery, and overly wordy with obfuscated simple things in a veil that would normally only take the briefest moment to understand, for me at least, right? I'm not saying that everything she said was impossible for me to comprehend. It's more just she essentially made it harder to understand every part of the story when she's speaking in such a more roundabout way. Does it make the entire story too complex? No.
I actually echo his thoughts. I think that Frolova was a little bit goofy.
I agree. On that, I agree, bro. She speaks in a very like poetic, unnecessary way. Over here, giving fucking life lessons or what seems to be life lessons every time she speaks. I agree with that. Cool.
Way that she was wording some things, but I never got the critique, right? That I didn't understand her.
Yeah, but that's another thing. I also like I understood what she was trying to say clearly. Right? Like, I understood what she was trying to say. Just thought that it was very poetic, the way that she talks. But it's very her. Like, that's the way she talks based on the character, her experiences with life and death. So it's just her thing, right? But, okay, she talks in a way that didn't really click with you. That's fine.
Because I wasn't paying attention. Because I was kind of locked in the whole story. And the thing is, his critique is genuine. But this is like a blind person saying that they can't see out of goggles. Is the problem with the goggles, or is the problem with the person? Because the goggles can be fucked up, right? The goggles can be fucked up, but the person wearing them is also blind, so they wouldn't know. And that's what people thought about his critique, that the story was hard to understand when he was on the record not paying attention to it. Because both can be true. but people had critiques for the person saying it.
But it definitely didn't make it easier. It's fine to disagree, but that's how I felt. Many were also upset I talked over the story or would make jokes or look away while listening. If you want someone to sit there and just take it all in, only gasping at things, you came to the wrong place, bro. We aren't watching Citizen Kane. It's a live stream where I talk a lot. I'm constantly talking to chat as well, even during some of the most hyped things I've seen in stories.
Okay, it's not like every other streamer that played the quest was completely silent the whole time. It's not like every other streamer that played 2.5 was sitting there cosplaying a mime, bro.
Yeah, bro, like, I wasn't interacting with my chat as much as I normally do. I always talk to every single one of you as much as I can, yap it up, make jokes. I was locked in with my story. Like, I wanted to know everything because it was genuinely interesting to me. But I was still, like, yapping it up. I would still ask questions. I would just pause in between the conversation and be like, yo, no way this happened. Like, what is this? Is this what's about to happen? You know, like, I was involved with it, but I was still talking and trying to, like, interact with my community as I was going. You don't need to be there just completely mute, not saying anything, and just locked in, fucking watching the story, you know?
Here. At least 10 different CCs play WuWa 2.5. We're the only CC getting shit for it. And the defense is, you just want me to be a statue the entire time? Never say anything, just be silent? But nobody else got shit for goofing around and not paying attention. And the thing is, the only person that got a little bit of shit for it was Tectone. And then Tectone literally said, I wasn't paying attention. I was on a time constraint. The sponsor limitations kind of fucked me. I had to rush through it. I literally had to skip parts of the story. And then he provided an explanation, and no one has said anything since. Legitimately. I think after we heard the explanation from Tectone, I haven't heard a peep from anybody. And if there was a peep, it was just people joking that he skipped the entire story because he skipped one cutscene. It's a 21-minute video. It's a 21-minute apology. I will just say we did not use the time, at least in the first part, or the first part of it, particularly well.
Then there are those that I say I lock in more when I'm playing Limbus' story. Limbus Company, right? Yeah, you're totally right. But that's because I literally have to voice all of the characters myself because they have no English dub. So I have to concentrate the entire time, right? And for me, I play Wuthering Waves for the gameplay. I play Limbus Company for the story. It's a little bit different, right? Does that make my thoughts about Wuthering Waves' story invalid? No, it's as valid as anybody else's, right? Opinions don't really matter, but they're all valid to some extent, right? I've never said I'm a...
Yo, low-key, how long are we gonna go on about the story rating and opinions of the story? Like, I feel like we're not gonna hop into the other issue.
Professional story reviewer. I'm just a guy who plays the game, and it's unreasonable to be upset because I didn't...
Okay. Let me unpack everything I just heard. So, I guess we just started talking a lot about, yeah, we don't play WuWa for the story. Excellent. Not everybody plays WuWa for the story. There's a lot of people that just skip the story. It's just, I don't think it's unreasonable, right? For somebody to tell you, hey, if you don't care about the story that much, maybe don't try to give like a critical rating of it.
I was about to say that. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, but if you, like, for example, if I was not gonna play Wuthering Waves for the story, why would I make a review of the story if I don't play it for the story? Right? It makes no sense. You know, especially when your opinion is I mean, you could always put your opinion out there. I'm just saying, if you're out there and you voice yourself to be someone that doesn't care about the story, why would you make a review of it? Especially when you yourself said, I wasn't paying too much attention to it. I was confused by it. I was, chatting with my community, blah, 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 blah. Just seems like, a little
B,
off.
If you know that your audience does care about the story, but then you don't very much, you can also just, like, lead with that as well. And clearly, right, you can also go with the third option, which is what I think Jenna did, would just say, fuck everybody else. I don't need a reason. I don't need to explain anything that I'm doing. And that's kind of like what he did. But naturally, there's a bit of fallout for that third option. Yeah. You know, it's all up to what you want to do. Because at the end of the day, right, it's your own community. And it's your own community's response. Yeah. And this is what Jenna's community wanted, was for him to lock into the story like he did with Limbus. And I think what he's doing here is providing all the reasons for why he doesn't want to do that. And I guess that's just the thing, right? Is he doesn't want to take the Wuthering Waves story seriously, or he doesn't want to, like, I don't want to say, like, not put effort into understanding it, but that's, like, kind of what it sounds like, is, like, him saying he, like, like him giving his reasons for why he doesn't want to put that much effort into absorbing it or understanding it. Which is fine, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with somebody wanting to do that, but there's also nothing wrong with critiquing that somebody wants to do that.
Like
Yeah,
the story as much as
just-
you do.
Especially your own viewers. Because,
Exactly.
well, I mean, at the end of the day, right? Your viewers are kind of like your boss. A little bit. Not too
I get what he's saying, bro. Like,
much, but yeah.
Now, I overall usually rate gacha stories lower because, I mean,
spoilers till the end. He keeps on using that as a reason to make a community look worse. Oh boy. Oh boy.
let's be honest, most gacha stories are not really that good. The fact that I'm even reading Wuthering Wave's story is honestly an exception because
I'm not even gonna lie. I wonder what these creators, because like from what Saint Tonta showed, he didn't have any rage bait or any like harsh comments on his video, right? I literally have a dude called John Tavius in my chat and in my community who literally lives, thrives, and gets rock hard to talk shit to people for fun. Like, this man wakes up in the morning and says, who can I talk shit to about their personal taste, opinions, and things they enjoy? For no reason. Like, somebody be waking up, what a beautiful day. John instantly replies, fuck your day, I hope you go blind. You know what I mean? I love this weather. I hope it rains for you, you piece of shit. Like, that's the type of people that I be dealing with. And I be chilling with this dude. Like, I just shit talking back. We just be chilling. And even the rage bait trolling funny comments that, you know, some of the people that we have in our Discord where we talk shit and joke with each other seem worse than what they were telling Genocide, bro. Like, they seem worse than what Genocide was being told. So, like, I don't even know why he took such a serious offense to people talking, I guess, bad to him, to where he had to call them retarded. And he said fuck him and all that. That's just a little bit extra, bro.
You guys should be grateful I'm even reading it. I'm sorry, that's how this section comes off. Why are you guys complaining that I wasn't locked in? You guys should be grateful I'm even playing the story. You guys should be grateful I didn't skip the entire thing.
Yeah, bro. That's crazy.
I know he didn't say that, but that's how it sounds.
That is,
And when you consider the track record.
bro, that is how it sounded. Y'all should be thankful that I'm actually playing the story. You should be happy that I'm even doing it. That's what it sounds like to me as well. I ain't even gonna lie.
And when you consider the track record over here and over here, oh, it doesn't seem very good. Oh. Do you guys get, like, why I feel uncomfortable? Do you guys get, like, why I'm, like, cringing a little bit? Like, why I'm cringing a little bit? Because it's like, oh, it's like we don't get it. Oh, we don't get it. Ah, God.
because most gacha stories I don't read at all. Everybody tells me that every single gacha story is good. If you're a fan of the game, most people will say that the story is good. I've heard this about so many different gachas. And every time I'm usually just disappointed. I actually put in a little bit of extra effort to read the Wuthering Waves story because I
Chat, let me know if I'm off base. I should be the only one getting praise in the Wuthering Waves community.
This is what you guys were referring to, huh?
I actually play the story. It's like, I don't know, like, is bro, like, why bro's like seeking validation or like a pat on the back because he's playing the story. Yeah, all these other games are like all a bunch of dog shit, right? Like the stories are so bad. Like, isn't it like, doesn't it mean a lot that at the very least I'm playing WuWa's story? Like, I don't play the story in all those other games. This is an apology, bro. This is meant to be an apology video.
Yeah, that's
where
what it
a third
sounds
of
like the
way
whole
in,
time.
Has this felt like an apology video? The answer is
No.
probably not.
want to try and join the story, and because I want to see what's happening. So I'm already kind of going out of my way to do something I normally wouldn't do with a gacha, to be honest.
Y'all should be grateful I'm even playing it. Y'all should be kissing my feet. You peasants should be grateful.
Oh, boy.
that I'm
Saint
playing.
Taunt is
For all those
sprinkling
other
a
games,
little
I would
bit
just
more
skip
on
that
it.
Shit. Oh, this is supposed to be an apology, bro. What is guys.
There's plenty of renowned series I also don't enjoy, and plenty of junky stories that I like for various reasons. I'm not some sort of professional reviewer. I'm not like Ebert or something like that. I have no issue with people who thought the rating should be higher. Sure, that's fine. Everyone has their own opinion on that. But I do have an issue with a lot of the people who I would consider bad actors who were basically just making things up as to why I gave it that rating. Such as having an agenda against the game, really? Or because I like Hoyoverse, okay. Or I didn't understand a single thing about the story. I mean, maybe they're just trying to exaggerate a bit, but still, it was surprising when people said, like, you didn't understand anything. Like, really?
I can verify from the video and the comments that we read in here, there was not a single comment on his video saying that. I didn't see anyone talk about no agenda.
Understand a single thing about the story.
Nobody was saying he didn't understand a single thing.
Or because I like
That's
Hoyoverse.
crazy, bro.
Nobody talked about Hoyo in this comment section.
Okay. Or I didn't understand a single thing about the story. I mean, maybe they're just trying to exaggerate a bit, but still, it was surprising when people said, like, you didn't understand anything. Like, really? Also,
And it's so odd to be putting out all these claims of what people have said after deleting the video. It's really weird to say all of these things that people have said after deleting the video. And then the only record.
Why did you delete the video? I don't understand why he deleted the video. That just makes no sense to me.
Of where the comments are is my vid, and none of the comments in my video show any of that.
so it's a bit
Bro, had he used like pictures or just scrolled down through his own comment section to be like, look, this were the comments I'm referring to, at least he would have had something to back his claims up, right? But if he deleted it, not only can he not back his claims up, but it's like, how are people going to believe what he's saying if he even deleted the only source of, you know, solid proof to back up his claims? You know?
funny that the first story in this game that has any real moral dilemma or discussion leads into probably the most arguments in this game, because the first time Rover wasn't some infallible god punishing pure evil. There was a little bit more to it, right? Now, people were being so upset.
I think that's a good thing. It's they put out a slightly controversial story and that the community is having, like, you know, a back and forth regarding it. The only unfortunate part about this situation, Jenna, is that you're not actually in the back and forth. You're not a part of like the Rover good, Rover bad. You're a part of the this guy didn't pay attention to the story part of the war, and that's not related to Rover's characterization or the plot.
Over my rating genuinely confused me because
I'm not even gonna lie, this shit's kind of ass that this man's whole thing so far has been about the goddamn rating. Like, just like the story didn't take a genius to understand because it was pretty damn straightforward, it's not hard to understand why people are now extremely mad at him, and they're probably going harder on him now after the comments that he made. Like, it's very simple to understand that it started because of something basic, but it blew up because of what he did. And the real issue now is not the rating anymore. That's past news, is what he did after and how he addressed the community itself. Like, it doesn't take a genius, you know, to understand that. So
good, and I enjoyed it. Hell, it doesn't even really make sense for people to be upset where some were just making up lies. Imagine you told someone outside of the gacha sphere, so this guy gave this really good story a 7 out of 10 and he didn't understand it. He didn't even try. Would the person even really care that much? I mean, it's not really that big of a deal, honestly. But now we can move on to what really...
You're right, Genocide.
There we go.
It's not that
Okay.
big of a deal. It's not worth calling somebody retarded, a waste of air, too stupid to live, and flex Kurofest over. I agree. Because you're saying over here, it's not worth getting upset over, but you got so upset that somebody said you weren't paying attention that you said all of those things to your own viewers. And guys, you might be saying, oh, he was only directing this towards the most nasty Kurobots, right? To the people spreading the most misinfo. Brother, he basically put in like scattershot pellets and just started randomly firing into a group of gacha players.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, I'll probably hit a Kurobot or two with this. And he had like a fucking 10%, like a 2% accuracy rate on actual Kurobots. And the rest of the pellets went into just regular viewers.
7 out of 10 and he didn't understand it. He didn't even try. Would the person even really care that much? I mean, it's not really that big of a deal, honestly.
Let's just kind of recap on that statement a little bit. Does it really matter that much? Who really cares? It's like, brother, this is like an apology video where we're trying to like admit wrongdoing. And then say, you know, like what we're sorry for, what we want to move on from. And then we just get a statement like this. Yeah, it wasn't really that big of a deal in the first place. you can't say how little of a deal it is after you're the one that made it a big deal. This is what it's
Yeah.
like. You're growing up, you're like a 6-year-old kid. You spill your milk on the table because you have 6-year-old motor controls
This man loves his little examples, his little comparisons, don't he?
in your hands. And then your mom proceeds to slap you 3 times in the face. And then when you start crying, she tells you, it's not that big of a deal. You just spilled some milk. Get over it.
Yeah.
The kid isn't
Good example, though. Pretty much.
upset about the spilled milk. They're upset at getting slapped in the face 3 times. And in this situation, Genocide slapped his viewers in the face 3 times, and then is telling them it's not that big of a deal, and to get over it.
But now we can move on to what really pissed people off. Let's talk
Okay, so now we're going to move on to what really pissed people off. I'm guessing now he's going to talk about, you know, what he called people and all of that.
about this. But let's start from the top.
If he's talking about what I think he's talking about, this should have just been the start of the video. And
Yes.
honestly, you could have deleted the first 9 minutes. Deleting the first 9 minutes and 13 seconds, right? Which is what you see over here. I think deleting everything we just saw and then starting from here would have probably been better.
A couple months ago, actually. So for a long time now, I've had so many people say that I'm
Okay, never mind. We're not getting into the part.
This man, Saint Tauntus, and I had the same exact reaction, bro. Like, what? Like, wait, what? A few months ago. Hold on.
a curl bot and a Hoyo shell. These are terms everyone loves to throw around, of course. But it's kind of hilarious because I don't even play any Hoyo games, and I've basically shit-talked them for the last 4 years. I've been trash-talking
Where's the... Has he said sorry once?
them longer than some people even
What the fuck is this part about?
been playing some of these games. Hell, I'm an OG hater. I'm shocked that I'm not blacklisted yet, since in the game Epic 7, I shit-talked Smilegate so hard and often that at one point they actually asked if I could change my thumbnail on my video because I had the CEO of the company in a trash can on fire.
Okay.
And I've basically said crazier things about Hoyoverse previously on stream as well.
Okay. So I guess to lead into an apology somewhere, he's talking about how much he shit on other games. And so I guess the thing is that we're defending, main word, defending against the claims that we are a Hoyo shill, which is an accusation that I'm not
confused.
sure very many people have made, or at least in this comment section that we scrubbed and did Control F's in. We didn't.
I'm so confused how he's managed to say so much stuff, but the thing that people are actually upset about. Like, that's confusing,
see
bro.
a single Hoyo shill mention here. It was just loyal, longtime viewers asking if he could just lock in like he does with other games. It's ironic that this apology video is like so focused on like critiques that we can't see or that we can't even validate were ever made, while the initial reason we crashed out was to indict Kurobots that are actually our own viewers. I'm not gonna lie. I think we need to find out who is the imposter. We need to find out who's actually causing the problems, because, Jenna, we can't just keep going around conjuring skeletons in our closet. These are all straw mans. We're not actually talking about the real issues here.
I committed the terrible crime of criticizing Wuthering Waves in any way. It definitely came to a head when I said Wuthering Waves
I made the terrible crime of criticizing Wuthering Waves in any way. This guy...
Bro, I feel like this video, like, I'm not even gonna lie, I feel like this video did worse for Jenna than if he wouldn't have dropped this video. Like, if he would have just, I guess, ignored it after the initial comments he made. Because this video, I didn't know the whole gist of it until what I'm literally getting into right now and all these things getting showed. And I'm not gonna lie, this video has not painted him in a good light. And I'm not talking about all the, you know, jokes and disses that Saint throws at him. Just from, like, if I go right now and I just watched the genocide video, I would have just, even without the context that Saint Tauntus is putting on the field, I wouldn't have been able to relate so far. It's just confusing as fuck. I feel like he's kind of all over the place, but what people are upset about. And a lot of things seem like I'm still right. I'm still the one that is on top with what I say. And the way you guys are seeing what I said and what I did is wrong because of this, and this. Everything that I did, well, it's not that bad because this, and this. That's the vibes that I'm getting from the video. You know what I mean? I feel that if he hadn't dropped this video, it probably would have just blown over, I guess, in a few days or whatever. But I do think that this kind of threw more fuel into the fire for Jenna.
Acts like big WuWa CCs have never critiqued the game before. This guy is acting like anytime you critique the game, you get into shit. I would like to think that Gacha Smack and I are two of the biggest CCs that cover WuWa, and we actively critique the game all the time.
Yeah, I love Withering Waves. Y'all know that. But I critique the game all the time. If there was anything, it's not just Withering Waves. Nothing is perfect. It just is what it is. And there's a difference between, like, saying, yo, I don't like this aspect of the game. They should definitely improve this. I think the devs are kind of slow for not doing this quicker. This is kind of boring in this aspect. I think that's completely fair. It's not like we're sitting here saying, fuck Withering Waves. I hope this game dies. I hope this game EOS is like, we're not saying none of that. We're just giving valid critique, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody does it. I don't think there's no one that sits there, and if they are, there's probably a random few people out there, but for the majority of people, I don't think that there's people out there sitting there saying, the game is perfect in every single aspect, it can do nothing wrong, the greatest game of all time. And I'm sure there are some people out there like that, but it's a very small, very, very small minority. The majority of people are just normal players that love the game, but also criticize aspects of it that they wish would improve over time because we love the game. There's nothing wrong with, criticizing the game.
And get positive feedback on it. We're two of the biggest CCs that cover WuWa and critique the game all of the time with positive feedback. What are we doing here, man? Again, this is supposed to be an apology. And all we're going to do is, like, piss even more people off with this one.
It definitely came to a head when I said Wuthering Waves Night Market.
Like, I'm not even gonna lie, what he said is 100% true. Like, I don't have any problem with Jenna. I didn't take any problem with what Jenna said, personally, because, like, I don't care. He wasn't talking to me or whatever. But what Saint Tonta just said is 100% true. If you were upset and you watched this video from Genocide, it's only gonna piss you off more. It's only gonna make you more angry because most people nowadays are not gonna watch the whole 20-minute video, and we're halfway into Genocide's video, and nowhere have you made the people that you called retarded or waste of air, whatever it was that St. Taunton said, feel better about what you said to them. Like, at no point have you made him feel like, okay, shit, maybe he did get a little bit upset and that's why he said that. He did say sorry. It's all cool. Like, so far, 10 minutes into the video, you've just pissed those people off more, and people that weren't even fully involved with the whole situation probably got annoyed with all the excuses that have been dropped so far. And once again, no problem with Genocide from my point of view. I have no problem with the dude. I have no problem with St. Tontas. Even though I've made some videos shit talking St. Tontas, it's just, it's just the space we live in. But at the end of the day, I don't have no problem with either one of them. I'm just giving my flat out opinion on this. And, I think Saint is right in a lot of things.
And I still believe that's true.
And you know what? I don't think anyone got on you for having that opinion. I don't think a lot of people said Genocide is literally Satan incarnate because he doesn't like Night Market.
And I said Honkai Star Rail's mileage for Archer's Light Cone was fine, like, I don't know, months later. For those
And that's why people are upset with you, because you said it was really good in one game where it's arguably more predatory, and then you said it was bad in another one where it was way less predatory. You said one was good when it was worse, and you said one was worse when it was better. That's why people got upset with you.
You guys wanted me to make a video when this situation dropped. Something about him saying that the Gilded Night Market was like the worst thing ever and like super predatory and pay to win. And then there was like an event like that in Honkai Star Rail, and he was saying it was good or something, or not bad. I don't know. You guys wanted me to make a video about that, but at the time, I was kind of fed up with, like, drama content and stuff, so I didn't make a reaction. But, hey, Saint is filling us in as to what happened there.
Your critique. It's not because you made the grave mistake of critiquing Wuthering Waves. You even understand yourself why people were mad at you. And yet you opened up this segment with, well, guess you can't critique WuWa. You just get shit on.
those who watch me, they understand why I said this, but many people obviously don't watch me on the regular or at all. But it was just a cut part of my VOD while I watched a live stream and my opinion and thought at the time, right? It's because I hold the two games to completely different standards.
You could have just said this before. It was just as easy as saying this before.
Here's an example. A piece of shit PT Cruiser going 100 miles an hour top speed is fine, but to a brand new race car, that's trash to only go 100 miles an hour. So I don't really care what Honkai Star Rail does because it's a lost cause to me, and I don't.
Jedazot, your viewers, people on the internet aren't mind readers. You're allowed to provide an explanation for your reasoning. You're allowed to provide an explanation for your reasoning so that people don't get confused. And when you provide no explanation for your actions, and then people find your actions to be controversial, who can be blamed here? Is it you for not providing the explanation? Or is it the audience for not understanding the reasoning you haven't told anybody? I don't know what it is, but this doesn't come. This explanation over here is like, yeah, people got mad at me. I didn't provide any context or information. It doesn't sound like an apology. It sounds like it's almost like blaming the people for not understanding what he was going to say, or not understanding why he said something when he didn't explain it.
Yeah.
That's how this section comes off. He's like being condescending towards the person because they didn't understand the reasoning that he didn't give. Like, I'm in the wrong here because I'm not a mind reader.
I don't even play it or like it anymore. Why do I care how bad it gets? The players accepted slop and they shall receive. In the moment I talked about it and I said it's fine. I hold Wuthering Waves to a higher standard because I like the game. Because if it starts to do things I see as problematic, obviously I'd be unhappy and say that isn't good.
And you know how easy it is that somebody clips that and then sends it over to people. And then people see you comparing the two games. Then they see the explanation afterwards. And they're like, oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense to me. But why is it, Jenna, that there's never a clip of the explanation of the context that magically makes this situation okay? But there's only ever the clip that causes controversy. But there's never the clip of the explanation.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I feel that a lot of creators in this gacha space that be getting into drama fall to this exact thing that Saint Tontus is saying. That's why I don't fall into this shit, because I'm well-spoken, articulate, and I speak my mind from beginning to motherfucking end, bro. I feel that a lot of people, they don't know how to structure themselves in a business type environment, so they just present themselves in a very like superficial type of way. So they'll say like what they're thinking, but they won't explain the reasoning behind that. And if it was a regular scenario where you're talking to one of your friends, cool, you don't have to go in depth as to why, you know, you think everything down to the last itty bitty detail. But when you're a persona, when you're online speaking to a bunch of people, you have a big viewership who all share, you know, your opinions, or maybe they don't share them, but, you know, they come to watch you to see what you think. I feel that you gotta, like, to a certain degree, be better spoken, explain yourself a little better, and more importantly, don't leave room for shit to be said instead of what you wanted to say. Don't leave room for speculation. Don't leave room for people to say, well, what he really meant was this. Well, he could have been saying this. Nah, bro. That's how you get caught into some bullshit. That's how you get caught into some shit. You gotta make sure that nobody can twist your words. You gotta make sure that nobody can say, well, maybe he meant this. No, you gotta be out there and say everything down to the T, so nothing gets left out or made up. It's that simple, bro.
Because I don't think those are actually ever given. Because you want to know who's sending me these clips? Jenna, it's your own viewers. And your own viewers validate with me during my stream that you don't give these explanations. You just say whatever you say.
If HSR fucks up again, who cares? You can call it hypocritical, but that's how I view it. Why care about a game I dislike and want to bring up how to make it better and have an issue with it? I only really have an issue when it's a game that I actually enjoy that's, I think, going down the wrong path in certain ways or doing things that I think are not good. No one is—
There's nothing wrong with his take. There's nothing wrong with his explanation. It's merely that we say these controversial things. We have a good explanation for it. We simply don't provide the context and then get upset when people don't understand us. I think there's clearly an easy way out of this.
I'll be the devil's advocate. It's probably difficult to articulate midstream if there's really were annoying chatters, though. I don't know. So, Granky, I agree with you. A lot of times it's harder to articulate when you're on a stream, because for example right now, right, I have to pay attention to what Genocide is saying, I got to pay attention to what St. Tontus is saying, I got to pay attention to what my Twitch chat is saying, my YouTube chat is saying, and then on top of that I have to articulate my own thoughts. But at the end of the day, I do this for fun, right? Like eventually I want to make it into a full-time job, but right now I do it for fun. But if this was my job, my full-time job, I feel that becoming better at these things is my obligation. That's just my take, right? Like if interacting with 2, 3, 4, 500 people, giving y'all my takes and my opinions and, you know, debating and all of that was my job, that's how I make money, I have to be better at it. So I don't get put in the spot of, well, this is what he should have said. No, I said what I said. I explained myself as best as possible, and I articulated my thoughts in a way that you guys don't have to be speculating or making up what I was trying to say. That's my job. That's just how I see it, bro.
It's completely fair about everything. We all have biases, obviously. Honkai Star Rail's best is so low at this point that even garbage practices can be seen as normal, and the players have normalized and are fine with it. By the way, what a dumb drama in general. Who the hell cares? I can't believe anyone cared about that.
You want to know the best way for no?
Alright, guys, let me just give you a reaction, right? A reaction. Let me give you an opinion. I'm not a reaction streamer. I want to. I give props to St. Tontus. He's mad good at this. He got a long-ass 20-minute video and made it into a 1 hour and 20-minute video. And he brings up shit. He opens up a tab here and there. Like, that's entertainment, bro. Like, a lot of people love this. It's entertainment to a lot of people. I'm not a react streamer. Nor do I sit here with hundreds of viewers. You guys know this. I'm a small streamer, a small creator. Let me ask y'all a question. Don't y'all think I interact plenty well with all of y'all? I sit down, have conversations, be it here on my stream live or on Discord, right? Whether we're in VC or just chatting it up in there, we break down things, difference of opinions. If we're on stream, I actually talk about the video that I'm reacting to, and then I talk to you guys. I still speak out my mind and still see what you guys are feeling and saying. So if I'm not a creator that's, you know, used to having a lot of viewership and all of this, and I'm still or react or get involved into the whole, you know, community aspect of it, and I'm still able to go out there and chat it up and do the things that I do, I feel that someone else that's bigger, that gets the money, that gets the attention and recognition, should be able to do that without putting themselves in such a tight spot that I feel like Jenna's doing right now. I feel like the longer that his video goes on, the more he's putting himself in a spot where people are going to say, well, this guy is a conceited asshole. This guy doesn't even care. This guy is clueless as to why we're mad. You know, like, that's what I'm gathering from the video so far. And once again, I have no problem. I can sit down with Jenna, St. Tontus, anybody, because at the end of the day, this online shit ain't shit. Like, I'll be cool with any of these people, but in all reality, like, if you're going to put yourself in a situation where you're saying sorry or, you know, apologizing, make it sound like you know what you're talking about, rather than just rambling on about a whole bunch of other stuff.
Nobody to have cared is to provide a reason at the moment. Instead of saying something super controversial, providing no reason, and then be like, why do people care about this crazy controversial thing? There needs to be reflection.
Yeah, that's
right?
what I'm saying.
When
Exactly what I'm
bad
saying.
happens, or when you make a mistake, usually there needs to be time for the person that made the mistake to reflect on why they did it, what they could have done differently, and how they can prevent it in the future.
Yeah.
And I don't think Genozod has done any of that for any of these situations. And it's like kind of leaning into defense, and it wasn't that bad anyways. For everything.
I think you understand what I'm trying to say, but this does relate to what's next and what just recently happened, right? Now, relating to the initial topic at hand, I said in my review, and people got so mad, which confused me. I get insulted all the time, but what annoyed me more was that many were trying to convey my review as wrong, or having an agenda against WuWa, or that I was, like, maliciously not paying attention, or not caring, or rated it lower than it should, or just a lot of things along those lines. That was the real issue that I was having, not people saying, like, no, it was good, you're wrong. Because, like, whatever. I have no—
They said that they weren't that that your rating wasn't that trustworthy, or that they couldn't really have confidence in your rating because they watched your stream of you playing the story and they saw you weren't paying attention. Which is like, I'm not gonna lie, that's one of the most reasonable points of critique I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Imagine you're a chef, you make a dish for somebody and you send it to a competition, right? And the guy judging your dish is on the phone scrolling Instagram, looking up pictures of big booty Latinas while he's eating.
That is a good thing to be looking up. I'm not even finna lie. You know Saint Tontas be doing that. I'll give it to him. Good taste.
Are you gonna trust the rating that he gave your dish,
Hell nah. You know he gonna be talking shit about my dish.
regardless of what it is? You probably be like, if you got a low rating, you probably be like, oh wait, brother, I think you was focusing on the wrong meal during that session. I don't think it's that crazy.
No
The wrong meal.
agenda here, by the way. I don't know why people think that. And also, opinions can't even be wrong. They're subjective, realistically. People thinking for some reason I don't like the story for an ulterior motive is kind of absurd. For example, me thinking Rover was a bitch in the story doesn't mean I don't think what they did was correct or it makes sense. I just conveyed what I thought about in the moment after I finished the story, is that I
Then why are you the only one that got shit for it? Gotcha Smack literally uploaded a video calling Rover the biggest L ever, and it's incredibly well received. It's like, bro, all of these things that he's saying, right? I've been perfectly reasonable in my actions. It's everyone else that's overreacting. Look, I did this normal thing, and people are mad at me. Why are you getting mad at me for doing this normal thing? And then, like 5, 6, 7, 8 other CCs have done the exact same thing that he did, but then didn't get shit for it. And so it's like, Jenna's like deflecting the blame to the people reacting to his content, to the viewers, when the blame is here.
Yeah.
It's here in the first place. This is the source. And the worst part about all of this is that the stuff he's doing isn't even that bad. And I think a lot of people have been talking about the pirates.
Yo, Ace, appreciate you for the raid, man. Much love. Big shout out to the homie Ace for the raid. How you doing, Mr. Wolf Ranger? Appreciate you tuning in, man. We're just doing a little bit of reactions.
Software situation, right? This is like pirate software roaching out during that one raid, where all he had to do was be like, my bad, boys, I should have stuck through. I was kind of a bit of a pussa. And then he managed to like blow it up to the point through like denial, through deflection, to where he got kicked from the OnlyFangs guild. And this is like, bro, all you needed to do was say, yeah, I wasn't that focused up. I wasn't that focused up on the quest. I was distracted during some parts because I was goofing around a little bit. My bad. I rewatched it. My rating's the same. Here's why. I made sure to focus up more during the parts I was distracted. My rating is still the same, though. Here's why. It's just that easy. But instead, we're saying it's everyone else that's the problem. I'm just misunderstood. The community is the one that's irrational here. And this is the apology video, by the way.
I didn't really like
Yeah. He just kind of got cooked along the way. And, like, I feel that if you're in a Withering Waves type of space, you gotta be in a situation where you know that you have Saint Tontas lurking. And if you don't do shit right, this man is going to capitalize, hold you accountable, and then on top of that, sprinkle a little bit more fire or more fuel into the fire. So he should have known that shit was going to get put out there, because at the end of the day, bro, with videos like this, Saint Tontas be pulling out a lot of receipts and a lot of structured takes. At least that's how I've seen it so far. Once again, it doesn't really take a genius to understand what the issue was with genocide, but I guess maybe this video by Saint Tontas will open his eyes. If not, okay, it is what it is. People are how they are, but you know what I mean? Never put yourself in a situation where Saint Tontas could make content out of you, because Saint will go off and he will cook. Once again, that's just, they call him, what was it that you guys were calling him earlier? The guard dog of the WuWa community? You know what I mean? So, I feel that it really, like, everything could have been avoided. You posted your review, people said you weren't paying attention. First chance at avoiding the whole conflict, don't get mad. Be like, shit, well, I mean, even if I would have paid more attention, I didn't really like it. It was boring to me, so I didn't even want to pay attention because I was getting bored. Okay, my bad. Or shit, maybe I'll give it a second shot, guys. I'll watch it again and then I'll make a better review. Maybe my rating will change, maybe it won't. That was the second chance that he could have, avoided everything. Third chance was, I'm guessing a lot of stuff happened after that where he raged over the people. Maybe make an apology. Simple as that. A little short on his own live stream. Yo, damn, my bad. Maybe I did get angry. I didn't get enough sleep. I didn't get my dick sucked. So, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just a little bit stressed, bro. that big booty Latina that I was looking on my phone didn't reply back like Saint Tontos was saying, so I was just upset. That's why I crashed out on you guys. My fault. It is what it is. But he had a lot of chances to like not dig himself into a deeper hole, and then this video was the last thing where he could have just said, yo, well, shit, I apologize, you know, it is what it is. But shit, I don't know how he's managed to do like a 15-minute video, and so far even I, that had nothing to do with it nor care about it, can't even relate to the dude and be like, damn, okay, you know, he said he was wrong, it is what it is, move on from it. And you guys know me, every time I watch these videos, I'm like, you know, it's drama, it's whatever, it's not even that big of a deal. And here I'm like, I understand why people are mad. I understand why people watching this video that were mad didn't feel any less mad. If anything, they got more mad. Like, shit's crazy.
Carry themselves, or how they basically were in the story, and that they were purposely in that story made to look kind of worse. So after I was annoyed by this, the next day I basically said a super ego-sounding statement about how dumb people were over the review, and that I play more, spend more, and I'm going to Current Frost when their ass isn't. Which,
okay, so here is where he's gonna like apologize, I assume, and he's gonna be like, yeah, I'm sorry for that statement, it was dumb or whatever.
I mean, it's still kind of funny to say, to be honest, but I pretty much
bro, he's not doing him. I think he just wants to be the villain at this point. After saying it is funny, like it is funny, but if you're the one that's trying to, you know, put out the fire, if you're trying to put out the fire, you don't do that, bro. Like, you don't do that unless you're going balls deep and, you know, you're 100% dead set on being the bad guy. But if you're trying to put out a video to get everybody off your back, you don't say, yeah, it's funny to say that I called everybody a retard and a waste of breath. Like, I'm just saying, like, you don't do that, bro.
It's funny to hear. And don't worry, I'm pretty sure people will be talking about Curlfest long after it's over, thanks to you. Hey, W Advertising. People will be talking about Curlfest for the next 6 months.
Oh boy.
Maybe even the next year.
wanted to piss people off because I was just so tired of them constantly saying this stuff. But the problem was, and this is definitely my mistake, my bad 100%.
Okay.
I either didn't contextualize it correctly or I missed it completely. I'm not really sure which, because I actually haven't rewatched that time that I saw it. I couldn't find it even.
Oh, sorry. Wait a second. Did we just skip over?
Did he just apologize once again for the rating and not what he said to the people? Did he just apologize for the rating and
Over the did the apology just play? Wait, this is the one apology in the video, right?
I pretty much wanted to piss people off because I was just so tired of them constantly saying this stuff. But the problem was, and this is definitely my mistake, my bad 100%.
Okay, so hold on.
He said sorry.
He said sorry.
He said, my bad, my mistake. 13 minutes and 18 seconds into the video. We got our first sorry. We got our first sorry for this. And let me reiterate. This is the only problem here. This is the actual issue.
Yeah.
And it takes us 13 minutes into the video to even slightly address it. We say sorry. And then at the end of that sorry, a comma, but...
Comments mad because I yapped during story. I don't care what they think. They're retarded. It's like, I like Wuthering Waves, but like, man, the online community is just insane, bro. Yeah, they try to pretend that they're so much better than Hoyo, but like, they're also shitty. Both can be shitty, man. It's so ridiculous, man. They always say the craziest shit.
That was it. That was the only thing. And it takes us 13 minutes to address it. And there was a comma, but. Let's hear the but.
I either didn't contextualize it correctly or I missed it completely. I'm not really sure which, because I actually haven't rewatched that time that I saw it. I couldn't find it even. Maybe you can just link it below. And a random cut clip of me trash talking doesn't really help, I suppose. Either,
Okay.
Right? Now for this, I do apologize, because I essentially said something I didn't mean to say, and it definitely sounded way worse than necessary as well. What I meant, and this is my actual thoughts on it, is that I'm tired of people trying to say I either have an agenda against the game or don't even like it.
What are the first 12 minutes of the video even doing here? Am I the only one thinking that? What are the first 12 minutes? This should have just been an 8-minute video starting from here.
Because I see this a lot. And my response is that I play more, spend more, and I'm going to Corofest flying across the whole world compared to people saying these things about me that I don't even care. And why the fuck would I go through all these things if I didn't like the game at all? Why would I put in a ton of time playing the game and farming and everything, a bunch of money into the game, pulling for characters and other stuff, and then fly across the whole world if I didn't care about the game or had an agenda against it? Wuthering Waves doesn't bring in crazy views and money for me. I don't play games that I don't enjoy.
There's a lot to unpack over here. So,
Oh,
this is
boy.
my viewpoint on this. It's quite literally as simple as saying, like, believe me, this was a bad blow, right? If we were
Saint Tontus could make a dissertation out of an apology video and go over the world count, dog. Bro, I don't know how he does it, dog. Homie's made a 1 hour and 20-minute video to a 20-minute reply. It's actually insane, bro.
if we were at like -20 before on the community scale, after this video, we went to like a -80, right? But there was still an opportunity to recover from this, right? There was still an opportunity to recover. It's by saying, yeah, I actually meant that this was directed towards a subgroup of individuals, right, who are spreading misinformation about me, doing all of this stuff. But this is why you went on this crash out.
Comments mad because I yapped during story.
Someone's mad because I yapped during the story. You don't even lead into it with any explanation at all that this is about people talking like crazy shit. This is about people making stuff up, like giving the exact reasoning that he's giving over here. And it was just as easy as saying, this was not directed at my viewers, even though I know now, after reading the
How is there still about 30 minutes left? That's crazy.
comments, that my viewers were the ones saying that I was yapping during the story. And so I misfired. I talked a bunch of shit about people that are regularly viewing my channel. That's a bad thing to do. My bad. I was directing these vitriolic comments, this hate, right? I was directing it towards the people that are actively spreading misinformation about me. Here are some of the people saying all that crazy shit. I should have brought up some receipts about who I was directing this to. My bad, boys. Won't do it again. And I'm saying it was that easy to recover from even something like this. And then just provide the explanation that he's giving.
Bro, it would have been so easy to recover from something like this. I feel that situations like this, and like I've been very superficial over the pirate software type of situation. I feel like a lot of these people don't seem to understand the positions they're in, bro. Like, they have hundreds or thousands of viewers. They make pretty decent revenue from their videos, and all they're doing is playing video games or, you know, yapping, talking to the community. And they still feel like they need to be this, I'm always right, and I'm not talking about genocide. Once again, I just brought up pirate software, right? I gotta be always right. I'm better than the people watching me type of personality into the thing. I'm better because I have money, or I'm better because of this or that. What you guys do, like belittling the people that are giving them the position, you know, to be where they're at in life at the moment, right? Sure, you know, your own work ethic and your own, you know, hard work is what gets you where you are, but you can't go at your viewers like that all the time and like think they're less than you just because that's how you feel. Like that ain't right. So it would have been so easy for Genocide to just, you know, say that he was specifically talking about the people that are attacking him, spreading misinformation, and if he sounded, you know, in a way that was hurting people that watch him, he didn't mean to, right? Because it seems genuine, right? Like, he didn't mean to hurt the people that support him or whatever, so he could have just led with that, like, yo, I didn't mean to insult the people that support me. It was a message directly towards the people that are attacking me, making these false claims, and, you know, all these things that aren't real. That's who I meant when I said, like, you know, whatever, waste of air, whatever it was that St. Tontus said, retarded or whatever. And that's it. Like, it's over. It's a wrap. There would have been the usual W Jenna in the chat going on, but, you know.
Over here. But it's like, even when we're like wording this apology, it's
pulling for characters and other stuff, and then
we're just getting into this whole like,
yeah, the video could have literally been a short that he did on stream just talking, cut it, put it on his own social media, and then people would have spread it. Damn, Genocide apologized. Jenna. Dope, Jenna. He said he was wrong, and he also said his community is cool, and he didn't mean to offend them. And then his community's like, oh, what a nice guy. Boom, over. It's a wrap. I don't know.
I'm putting in all this work. This game isn't even that good for my channel. It's blah, 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 blah. Sometimes less is more.
Yes. Bro, I gotta be honest. I know a lot of people think that I dislike Saint Tontus. I just like yapping and talking shit. And a lot of times, just like Saint Tontus goes off on people, I go off on people like Saint Tontus and many others as well. But just because some points are wrong and some points I don't agree with, don't mean that everything is wrong. And I do think Saint Tontus, in this particular video, is cooking. I haven't had one take where I've disagreed with what Saint Tontus has said. And once again, I'm not sucking up to the dude or anything. I could care less. It's not like we gonna talk or anything. But I think he's cooking. He's saying everything down to the T that I pretty much agree with. It's just the reality of it. Less is more. It could have been a short. You're doing too much. And even if you're apologizing, you're putting 35 if, ands, or buts in between that really like dissolve your apology and makes it seem like it's just kind of being thrown in there, but you're still promoting the I'm the chosen one and the only one that should be praised type of agenda. That's all I'm saying.
Like, it's just everything is like getting incredibly defended, right?
Yeah,
there's like
exactly.
There's like defense, there's an explanation. People don't want defense or an explanation. What they want right now is just accountability. What you did, why it was fucked up, why you did it, and why you won't be doing it again, or what you'll be doing to fix it. That is what people want in an apology.
Yeah.
But then again, Jenna's on the record, and the last apology he gave was to me, and it was, sorry if I ever did anything that upset you. So maybe he's just not that good at apologies.
And fly across the whole world if I didn't care about the game or had an agenda against it. Weather and Waves doesn't bring in crazy views and money for me.
But look, I ain't even gonna lie, this particular thing right here, I find funny though, because he says this.
Or had an agenda against it.
Hold on.
Not that good at apologies.
Right
And
here.
fly across the whole world if I didn't care about the game or...
Look, he says, would I fly all around the world?
So maybe he's just not that good at apologies.
And fly across the whole world if I didn't care about the game or had an agenda against...
Would I fly all around the world if I didn't care about the game? I'm gonna be honest with you. Right now, if Barbie's Happy Playhouse, if Bubble Popper 3, if Furry Lovers Unite decided to sponsor me and fly me across the world, I would fucking wear their merchandise, say their game is the greatest game of all time, say that every other game that you might be thinking of is trash. I would literally glaze, like downright slobber on the game. So I don't think that's a good reason. You're saying, would I fly all across the world if I didn't like the game? You goddamn bet I would. Bro, I would fly to the country next door if the fucking game I didn't like sponsored me to go. I would fly to the fucking city next door if the game I didn't like sponsored me to go for free. What are we talking about? Like, I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying.
it. Weather and Waves doesn't bring in crazy views and money for me. I don't play games that I don't enjoy. I learned that from Epic 7. I've been through those kinds of days. If I want to...
Also, I'm not saying he's getting sponsored, but he did get invited there. I don't know if he's getting paid to go there, or if, you know, they're paying, or if he's using his own money. I don't know. So maybe that was out of context, but I'm just saying, like, if a company is flying me out or inviting me somewhere and it's a special event or something really great, I'm gonna go even if I'm not fucking with a game. I'm not even gonna lie.
to bootlick, I would be a Genshin millionaire and Paimon would be my best friend. I don't really care if people think I have an ego or whatever. I think you'll find me very realistic and very self-depreciating, if anything on the regular, but I don't really care to...
It's deprecating. Depreciation is an accounting term that you use to record the loss of value of fixed assets
Oh,
as they
no.
go through the lifetime of their use.
convince anyone, it doesn't really matter if someone thinks that about me. All that really matters is that I'm sorry for what I said. Even a god echo picker can be wrong after all, right? At least sometimes. Also, I have no issue with being criticized, and I don't mean to demean those who actually give valid criticism,
boy.
but so much of it was just
This is like the perfect opportunity to say sorry again. But we blew it. It's just, this was the perfect opportunity to talk about how you misfired and like called a bunch of people giving legitimate criticism to you, a bunch of like retarded Kurobots, and that you're sorry for it. But instead, it's like,
Also, I have no issue with being criticized, and I don't mean to demean those who actually give valid criticism, but so much of it was
but it's a but. Instead of saying sorry, taking accountability.
Yeah.
Like using like a golden opportunity to make things right. But here's actually why I was right.
just straight up bad actors saying, and it was crazy. You just don't get it, so you are wrong. Or he doesn't like the game is why he rated it bad. Or this guy must love Hoyoverse because he wanted it to be bad. Those are the real Kurobots, not people who genuinely disagree with how I rate it. Funny how if I rated the game a 9 out of 10 and said good, I doubt anyone would have been unhappy, but a 7 out of 10 and good.
No, bro, if you would have rated the game fucking 12 out of 10 and still made the comment that you made, we would have been in the same exact place. Maybe it wouldn't have been like he dislikes it and he's trying to push a hate agenda, which you said some people were saying. It could have just been like he's overglazing it, but he's still calling a bunch of us retarded and everything else that Saint Tontus pointed out. You know, it would have been the same exact thing. The rating wasn't the issue from the beginning of your apology to the end of your apology. The rating has never been the issue. It was just a tiny spark that lit the fire that you stroke with, you know, your ego. Damn, that was a nice ass little, you know,
Well, that's not
quote
okay.
right there.
And we're back to the rating. We're back to the rating. When, even on our stream where we crash out,
Comments mad because I yapped during story.
yapping during the story would have been a point of critique, regardless of the rating.
Yep.
We didn't crash out over a 7 out of 10. We crashed out because somebody said they didn't like us yapping over the story and not paying attention to it.
Ah, well, my mistake, I guess. Now, the final subject I want to talk about was something I've said about Wuthering Waves.
Check the top comment. That's Glaive. If you raised it a 9, then people wouldn't complain. That's blatantly wrong because Dora made a video 95% glazing the fuck out of the game, and for legit a small portion of the video being a hypocrite, complain about not liking fan service. Who doesn't like fan service? The fuck? And he gets called out by it. It was never about the numerical rating. It's about being fair. Why is it so hard to understand? Yo, Glaive said exactly what I said. Shout out Glaive, bro. He over there doing his thing.
Community, and that I've said that it sucks. I fully stand by the statement, but with one amendment. And before you raise your pitchforks, let me explain why. I've played a lot of different gacha games. Hell, I keep up with like 7 to 8 of them right now because I'm a psycho. But I've never seen a more frustrating community than this one that
Why do you just pull a 2-who sniper? Guys, it's not a flex to talk about how many gacha games you play.
Yeah, it's not.
I can't speak about this enough. It's not good to brag about how many gacha games you play. I think that this ship has unfortunately sailed with Tohu Sniper's God of Gacha phase. It's actually cringe now to brag about how many gachas you play.
It's always been cringe. Let's be honest.
Just so everybody knows.
I want to like, but feels like it just pushes you out. And it's the only reason that I feel this way is because I haven't been in the Genshin community. That's got to be the most miserable one of all. But why is that? Okay, first of all, what do I mean by Wuthering Waves?
Okay, so I guess now we're getting into like the blame community part. Okay.
Community? Well, I mean the people who chronically online talking about the game and posting about the game all over that are the rabid defenders and attackers for the game. In short, that's schizos. Problem is, the loudest and most prevalent online are often those for many communities. I don't mean the people just playing the game and enjoying it, obviously not. Unfortunately, as any community grows, even if only 0.01% of people are bad eggs, it can end up making a community look foul to outside eyes, so they congregate, and since WoW only grows larger, it only got worse. Which leads to the first
What's been so bad? I'm genuinely wondering. People talk about how bad the Wuthering Waves community is, all the awful things that they do. Like, what?
That's what I said earlier.
Like, guys, I'm inviting Every
Like earlier, one of the homies in the chat was talking about how people attacked Cantarella, because of, you know, she was very sexy, and then the whole camel toe situation to the point that she got that thing changed. Um, and then they were like, how come nobody attacks the newest Genshin character that shows a bunch of skin and has even less clothing than Cantarella, yada yada yada. And I was like, well, let's be honest, because the Wuthering Waves community, while it does have its bad eggs and it does have a lot of toxic people around, it is not that toxic to where they go and attack all these other games because of what they do. We have toxic people. Everybody does. Every community does. It'd be impossible to not have them in every single community. But the Wuthering Waves community is not like united to the point that they just go out here and just shit on every other community, where, hey, maybe other communities are, thus why some of the things in WuWa have been getting attacked. But yeah.
every single Kuro hater. I'm inviting everybody. What is
Yeah, but like, what is it that the Kuro haters have done that's so bad that it's one of the worst communities out there? Like, I don't know.
been bad? Drop a link, put a comment. What's been bad? Genuinely. Is the worst thing that the WuWa community has done, is get mad at Genocide because he called them retarded and a waste of breath. And then started dragging Curl Fest nuts over his viewers' faces. Is this comment up here? No amount of good storytelling can save a clap CC that has the attention span of a walnut. Is this the worst thing the Wuthering Waves community has ever done?
Bro, is there really, like, I don't know if you guys actually saw the other, like, video, the Genocide video when he dropped it. Was there genuinely, like, no bad comments? Because I got clapped walnut. Like, that's not a bad comment. That's just, that's a stupid little funny comment. Like, it is what it is. But, like, was there really no, like, hardcore, like, you're a retard for this and that, or, you know, whatever? Was there no actual bad, like, nasty ass comments? Was it all like mild shit about him not paying attention or having bad attention span? Because, like, I'm so lost when it comes to that side of things. Like, Saint Tonta shows this, and I haven't watched this other video, so I'm just taking his word for it. If he says this is like the worst, fine, this is the worst. But was there really, like, maybe at the very beginning, no crazy ass comments up in there that could have made Jenna, like, rage? Not that his rage or whatever he said was justified, just, it's just, you know, it's hard to believe, right? It's hard to believe when he got so upset or annoyed at the Kuro community and still thinks that the reason of people being mad is his rating. And then Saint Tonta shows us the comments to that video, and there's literally nothing that I would classify as, like, hardcore toxic. Not even, like, bad toxic, just maybe some people a little bit upset or annoyed, like, about his review or you know, him not paying attention. That's it. Like, nothing bad. It's just crazy to think, like, that made him upset.
Is this the Toxicity Hall of Fame? I view this section as so strange, so odd, and honestly kind of damaging. Because we're going into this hole, this community is so awful. It pushes you out. It does all these negative, terrible things. And then we don't have a single example. We don't have anything to actually show.
Exactly.
We've deleted the video that would represent this.
Yes.
We don't let the viewers go in and get their own context. It's kind of just, this is just take Jenna's word for it. He's got no proof or receipts. And the only place that has proof or receipts of this whole situation is completely contradictory to everything that he's saying.
Only got worse, which leads to the first issue. Well, for one, criticism is not allowed. It even sometimes feels like I'm on Hoyo Labs without protecting people out of the game, and you'd think they birthed it.
Criticism is not allowed. If I'm one of the biggest Wuthering Waves creator, and I just released 2 videos that critique the game and both have 90+% like ratios, isn't that just, like, actually lying? Furlova's weapon is a massive problem. Kuro ruined Furlova's release. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it is time for... Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's... Like, both of these have, like, either 85 or 90+% like ratios. And they're straight up me, like, talking shit about how the devs fucked up some stuff. Unfortunately, this is like a self-report that our criticisms are not well formulated. This is a self-report that we don't provide a lot of good reasoning when we get into our critiques. And we've built up a reputation. EO built up the reputation as bad take EO. Jenna's built up the reputation as bad critic Jenna. And so, naturally, because so many bad criticisms have been made by Jenna in the past, people naturally view any critique he has moving forward as, like, not really that good of a basis. That's kind of what the issue is. You built up a reputation with things like your metaverse theory, your multiverse theory, where you went on like a rant with Fobmaster about how if Kuro Games came out with Wuthering Waves first in an alternative universe, they would be just as predatory as Hoyo. And so we shouldn't be giving Kuro any props in the present. Because in one of Doctor Strange's 13 million realities, Kuro Games was predatory. It's like people heard stuff like that and were just like,
what?
Does this guy have a hate boner for the game that he plays
like,
every day on stream? When people hear you have critiques like that, like literally an imaginary multiversal hypothesis, and you use that to critique WuWa in the past, people are going to take your future critiques with a grain of salt. And it just so happens that I don't think a lot of your critiques are particularly just well received in the first place. And because they're not well formulated, that doesn't mean that the community has a problem with critiques. It means you have the problem with critiques. And so we're blaming the community because we don't form our critiques well. This is another example of us making a boogeyman out of a games community. And it's awful to follow up with this.
You know what's also funny, though? He dropped a video where he gives his opinion, and he's saying that, like, people don't like critiques and, you know, speaking negatively on something. But then someone apparently critiqued him for not paying attention, and he didn't like it either. He clearly had a reaction that said, I don't like y'all critiquing me or saying that what I did was wrong or whatever. I don't care. And he didn't have a very positive reaction to it. But then he also says that other people have a negative reaction to him critiquing stuff, which is a little ironic. A little bit of a hypocrite statement. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. This isn't,
our
you know.
apology video
Seems off a little bit, right?
On the record, calling our own viewers Kurobots. And now we're blaming the community again. We blame the community because of our viewers, and now we're blaming the community because we can't make good critiques. Watch one of my critiques. Watch a Gacha Smack critique. Watch WuWa creators.
Watch me. Watch one of my critiques.
That take the time to actually formulate their thoughts.
Like
Come
me.
up with good reasoning.
Like me.
And then present them.
Like me.
Versus multiversal theories, hypotheses that don't make any sense at all. That's the difference between the critiques.
Shockingly, the Reddit appears to be the most critical when it used to be shill central at the start. Funnily enough, Carl loves feedback and criticism. As a side note, did you know people thought a mail search function was peak quality of life invention, defended it saying it was a good pack?
Okay.
Attacking people? It blew my mind when I saw that. Secondly, many people have a giant chip on their shoulder and everything has to relate to Hoyoverse. If something's good, it's better than Hoyo. If it's bad, at least it's better than Hoyo. If they stepped in shit, at least it was Kuro shit and not Hoyo shit.
We don't do this when stuff's actually bad. We point it out. Bro is absolutely just ignoring that people have made plenty of suggestion videos and then saying nobody ever gives feedback, nobody ever gives critiques on how to improve the game, and then just saying everyone just takes what's...
I've never seen the guy at the bottom, but like never... I have seen the guy at the bottom, but like never understood the hate he got or anything. And someone explain it to me. Yeah, there you go. Someone's gonna explain it to you in the chat. That's Saint Tauntas. This is genocide.
Bad in WuWa, compares it to Genshin, says Genshin is worse, and then never talks about improvement. It's just...
Also, only they're gonna think you're a CJ Glacier speaking like that about the Chosen One. You know what I mean?
Not true.
I had to add my own little joke in there.
And this is the thing. We're critiquing the WuWa community right now. This is what Jen is doing in this bit. He's critiquing the WuWa community. And he's only further reinforcing why the WuWa community doesn't value his critiques. Because in his critique to the WuWa community, he's also...
I'm glazing and not even ashamed about it. That's funny, bro.
just wrong and making shit up. just like he did with the Kuro multiverse theory. He's now making up that people never give feedback or suggestions. 83K views on a video by Glaive about the best feedback Wuthering Waves has ever received. You have to understand at this point. You have to understand at this point. The problem is not the community rejecting critiques. It is because this person's critiques suck cock. And even in this critique about the
he said cock, bro. They suck, bro.
Community, you can see the literal proof and evidence of it.
You'd think they had a nasty divorce with how much they have to talk about, and 90% of the reason I even mention Genshin or Hoyo in this entire video is because if you don't hold a knife to Hoyo, it means you're on their side. It's like a gang war over waifus. And if any WoW community members ever do anything wrong or be shitty, people say it's Hoyoverse fans trying to do a psyop to impersonate a Wuthering Waves player to make them look bad. Like,
oh, is that what we did with Maggie? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did we call Maggie a Hoyo shill? Because I'm pretty sure that was the last time that somebody was on the record being, like, bad in the WuWa community. And then the WuWa community kicked her out. We're just saying shit. We're just saying random shit that we think is true.
Oh, boy.
Janazon is presenting his headcanon about the WuWa community as, like, fact. When everything that he said, I'm able to bring up literal proof that it's not real, that it doesn't occur.
Bro, low-key, I just don't understand how, one, Genozad made a 20-some minute video of something that he could have fixed in, like, a minute or two at most. And then Saint Tontas made it into a 1 hour and 20-minute video. Props to both of them. Saint Tontas for doing a good job explaining and breaking down a lot of things. And Genozad for doing a horrendous job trying to calm things down. God damn.
This is how little we want to take accountability in this situation, unfortunately. We don't want to take any at all.
what? Really, we're gonna get the tinfoil hats on now too? Especially in some of these live stream chats, you'll see people say all this like crazy stuff, and then people go, well, that's not one of ours. It's actually one of theirs pretending to be one of ours. Like, come on. Funnily enough, I've also seen this from the Hoyoverse community saying the same things, that it's some Curlbot operative or something. If you don't remove the extremists and acknowledge them, then everyone will view the entire community as them, whether it's true or not. Third, I want you to think about it from an outside perspective. If you looked at the WoW community, the amount of hate towards Hoyo and how rent-free it is basically makes the community, and by proxy the game, look worse to outside viewers. Remember,
I don't understand how it went from him and what he did and addressing that to all these other things. It's just, it makes no sense.
Proof? And this is the thing. It's not a hating Hoyo. It's saying one game is giving you a lot more value and is going to be more fulfilling than others. Diminishing all WuWa content out there to just Hoyo hate is crazy in the first place. Like, that's what we're doing. We've diminished all content regarding the game to just Hoyo hate. That ship has sailed. Sure, you might have said it was mainly Hoyo hate or Hoyo comparisons earlier. After 2.0, if you've been keeping up with WuWa content, it's kind of just stopped. Because people know who the winner is. People know definitively after WuWa 2.0, WuWa is the better game. It is better than all of the Hoyoverse games. It's kind of just like an accepted fact at this point. That's why people don't make that much content on it anymore. And so we're not even like up to times on like what the current YouTube metas even are.
Renki, I gotta be honest. I agree. Respect to Saint because he's on top of the game when it comes to this type of reactions and like bringing stuff out there and, you know, yapping it up. But god damn, I'm like, this is literally a whole movie. Like, I could have watched an entire movie in the time that I spent watching this whole thing. Hey, I'm in the WuWa space. I'm a CC, so I get it, right? Like, I get it. But at the same time, god damn, bro, like, it could have been way shorter by Genocide. And I get St. Tonta's making it long because at the end of the day, you're going to be live on stream kind of like I am right now. And, you know, we got to, you know, stream, be on here for several hours. So I get it making it, you know, long, but god damn.
bad the Undertale
Some of these dramas get extended more than they really need to be.
community was, or certain anime communities like My Hero Academia, or even stuff like Rick and Morty or K-pop or Boruto. It just makes people not want to associate. That's not to say that's all the community has, but there's
Hey, yo,
definitely
fuck Boruto.
a lot.
You know what makes people not want to associate either?
Why am I being invited to fucking Curl Fest and they aren't?
Definitely more fan art and memes
Why
now than
he
there were
did
before,
that
which is
then?
great. But maybe 5
Why
months
he
ago,
do that
or maybe
edit,
less,
bro?
90% of the talking points I'd see were
That's
discussing the
funny.
game were related to Hoyoverse. There's also no coincidence that the less content a patch has, the more drama, even as I say it right now. And look, I get the rivalry and all that, but the two companies are literally laughing all the way to the bank and hanging out, sharing ideals, and meeting with each other, so why is it even like this? Both sides will blame the other. And I guess because I have to say this, or some may see red.
How did this apology for us calling our community retarded turn into a Hoyo versus Kuro?
That's what I was saying, bro. Like, what? It turned into literally a bunch of other stuff that I had no idea were even involved.
Like, discussion.
Yes, the Hoyoverse community is worse than what I've observed, but that doesn't suddenly make WuWa's community amazing.
So this entire thing is kind of just like blaming the WuWa community for a crash out. That's why we're spending so long on it in the apology video. Like, that might not be literally what he said, but I see no reason why we have an entire segment, like, blaming the community unless that's the reason for it.
One amendment I'd definitely like to add to my statement that I will say about Wuthering Waves community not being good or being shitty is that it isn't everyone. I think most people already understand that differential. However, if you don't lay it all out there, and even if none of the descriptors apply to people, then they might think it's about them, and that's another mistake I made by making it sound more generalized than I really mean. Yeah, I definitely should be a little bit more specific, but I think most of the time people
Okay, that's the second apology in this 21-minute video. I mean, it's a good point. Yeah, when you're not specific and you just generalize an entire group and say they're all retarded, typically, I mean, that's kind of how it works. I don't know why, but the way he's saying it makes it almost feel like we're getting blamed for being offended.
That's how it feels like. It feels like, you know, like when you mess up and you do something and like instead of you going to fix it, let's say you hurt someone's feelings, and instead of you going to apologize, you have your mom and dad tell you to go apologize, and like they pretty much poke at you, go do it, and you go up to them and you're like, I'm sorry, you know, my bad. That's what it feels like, bro. It feels like he's dropping the video, but he doesn't really want to drop the video. Like, he's saying sorry, but he doesn't really want to say sorry. I'm not saying that's how he felt. I'm saying that's how it feels to me. And he didn't, I was never offended by what he said, right? So that's just that. But it feels that way, right? From how he speaks and how he has the apologies be like so short, quick, and then it goes on to a bunch of other things that could be presented as reasons as to why he did what he did or said what he said, which also wasn't the big deal. It's just could have been, you know, looked over relatively quickly, but that's how it feels like.
How it's like, in the way that he's saying this, even him apologizing makes it feel like he's blaming me still. It's kind of impressive.
people understand when you say something along those lines. One final point I'd like to bring up, just because I thought this was one of the most ridiculous at all, and it's kind of comical actually. It's funny that people were saying that I got like Tectone to defend me and I was talking to him about this or something. It's kind of ridiculous, and it's funny especially because he actually came to me off stream before any of this, wondering why people were being such freaks about his rating to the story after he streamed it. He is
And then he gave a short apology saying that he was super busy on stream. The sponsor kind of cucked him, and that's why he wasn't able to give the full story experience. And then, it's like Fallout 4, New Vegas 3. Everyone liked that. His karma went up. He moved on. Absolutely nothing further to be talked about there. The reason why is, Jenna, let's just be honest over here. And this is why I said he's done no reflection. There's a reason why, Jenna, everyone's saying that Tectone defended you. It's because you walked up here, and I'm not saying they're right or wrong. It's because you walked up here and we're just talking on his stream for 30 minutes about it.
What?
That's it. You just walked on his stream. He didn't even want you there. Tech's on the record saying he didn't actually even want this to happen. I think he banned the chatter for saying that he did. Or the chatter apologized. But yeah, he didn't even want this to happen. It's just, but... Brother, it's like, I'm not gonna blame...
That's crazy. I didn't even know it was all out there like that. Like that extra, bro.
Blame anybody for saying it, because you're on his stream. This really just what it is. It's because you showed up in his room on his stream to defend yourself. If we're gonna view it just from like a fact angle, Tectone and his platform was used to defend you. That's just a fact of the situation. Tectone's stream was, to a degree, used to defend you. I don't think anyone can dispute that. I don't even know why we have to get into a clarification of that. I thought it was pretty cut and paste.
No intention, by the way, to defend me over something like this dumb gacha drama, but he was also in the crosshairs for no reason, and just because he really rated the story lower, which leads
He wasn't in the crosshairs because he rated the story lower. He was in the crosshairs because he was doing things like skipping cutscenes and like not paying attention because he was stressed out from getting his sponsor done in like the 2-3 hour limit that he had and getting the main quest done during his sponsor runtime. And to do that, he had to skip parts of the quest. And, you know, naturally, skipping a main quest is going to get some of the fans of a game upset, but then he explained it later. Everyone understood. It's just, you know, it's just business. It is what it is. This is the thing that I actually respect about Tech in this situation. I'm of the opinion that Tech didn't even need to rewatch the quest or give a new rating. I think all he needed to do was just say, hey, the sponsor obligation kind of fucked me over. I wasn't able to give my full attention because of XYZ. My bad, boys. And then he even followed up. Bro even went the extra fucking mile. And he, like, posted on Twitter about how he was talking to Kuro about extending the sponsor time or making it so that he doesn't have to finish the story in the length of the sponsor. So he, A, made people aware of the issue. B, apologized for something that wasn't actually his fault. And then C, went the extra mile to talk to Kuro to make sure that the incident doesn't happen again in the future. I don't even know why you're comparing yourself to Tectone in this situation. Brother took accountability for a situation that wasn't even his fault. Said sorry because Kuro and their sponsor and like the actual sponsor part was really the one that fucked him over. But he said sorry for that.
That seems really good, bro. Low key, going out of his way to do that.
Then rewatched the quest so that he could focus up and give another rating, and then proceeded to talk to the sponsors so that it wouldn't happen again. I'll give credit where credit is due. This isn't even glazing. This is just the facts of the situation. The difference in effort and accountability over here is night and day. Completely different. And that's why nobody, after they heard Tech's explanation, is giving him any shit at all. I think people are going to recognize now. He actually did a lot more with what he was given.
me to believe that most of the previous things that I addressed don't even really matter to people, and people just care if you don't give a good rating, then they're going to be mad, which is a little bit lame. Turns
And we're going back to the rating thing. We're going back to the rating thing.
From beginning to end about the rating is crazy.
We've lost the plot completely.
out the moment you leave the gacha sphere, you see how insanely toxic it can be for absolutely no reason, I suppose.
Absolutely no reason. Brother, you can't be talking about how the gacha space is not toxic because somebody said they didn't like you yapping about the story and you said they were too stupid to live. You said that they were retarded Kurobots that were a waste of breath, too stupid to live because they said they didn't like you talking that.
That's wild. Too stupid to live.
Talking so much.
I haven't heard him say that in this clip, but I'm guessing it's somewhere along that long clip or something.
Read the story. What do you mean absolutely no reason?
That's crazy.
Brother, the lack of accountability here is astounding.
Pose. Anyways.
I see why this one has so many dislikes. I'm going to be honest. This is not a good video. This is not a good apology.
It was not a good video.
Before, when this is the same person who in their apology to me, their apology literally was, I'm sorry if I offended you in the past. What can I say, right? I don't view it particularly surprising. I'm not going to say I was super objective during this one because it kind of just, I felt like I was getting like yanked on like a fucking leash everywhere with like I don't even know what was going on during half of the video.
Yeah.
Let's just say this was not particularly well structured. It was hard to follow the points. And yeah, there's just not really any accountability at all. So yeah, that'll be that. Let me know what you thought about this one, ladies and gentlemen. We made sure to bring all the glue, all the receipts, all the proof to this, because once again, like I said at the start, this is a creator. This is somebody who's giving the take that the WuWa community is overwhelmingly toxic. And again, throwing shade to all WuWa CCs, implying that they're cultivating toxic communities when he is the sole source of all the issues going on this entire time. He's blaming WuWa community. He's blaming everybody else when the call's coming from inside the house. It's your own viewers. It's your own takes.
Yeah.
It's because people don't think your critiques are good. Stop blaming others. And it's a lot easier to say sorry than making a 21-minute video that does anything except actually say sorry. It was said 2 times in this. 2 times.
Damn, bro.
Could you spare a second? Slow your
Oh
pace,
shit! No. Are these his comments, bro? Yo, are these Genocid's comments?
She a foreign legend.
Yo, why did he add that music to it? That is crazy, bro. This man went for his neck, bro. That's insane with that. Oh nah, bro. Oh, that shit was funny as hell, bro. Saint Taunts is cooked with this video. I'm not even gonna lie. I ain't even trying to glaze. Homie went for the neck with this, bro. Homie made it an actual movie. An hour and 20 minutes, and he was kind enough to give us end credits. Ladies and gentlemen, what can I say? Great video. Stupid ass topic. It could have all been solved extremely easy without any sort of all the bullshit that went on, ladies and gentlemen. But hey, man, we got through the whole thing. We actually reacted to the whole video. I told you guys I'll start reacting to the videos you send me, because a lot of times y'all be sending me these videos and I don't react to them, I know, but I'll start reacting a lot more. So do be sure to either send them to me via private message or post them on my react section. I know a lot of you don't want to be the guys that get put on for telling me to react to some of these things, but man, this was a pretty interesting video. Appreciate y'all for watching. Y'all know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe, drop a comment, letting me know what you think about everything that was said by Jenna, Saint, or me in the comment section below. And yeah, man, peace. Jesus, I'm making that into a video. That shit was funny as hell, bro. I was like, wait, why is there still 4 minutes left, bro? Oh my god, bro, that was so random. Oh, there's more and it goes on. Oh no, bro. Oh no, bro, that's just hilarious. Homie gave us credits, dog. Ain't no way this dude gave us credits to a video, bro. That's actually insane, bro. Holy shit, bro. That caught me by surprise. I was like, why is there 4 minutes left? And then this dude is going off with the comments. Oh my god, bro. So random, bro. Ugh, what did y'all think, bro? This Cardathea song is a banger, though. I agree, bro. His tongue hurts harder than a whip. The guard dog of WuWa. Facts. That's what you guys were calling him earlier. The guard dog of the WuWa community. Holy shit, bro. Y'all ain't never gonna catch me on some drama. Y'all know what the worst drama I ever got into in the WuWa space was? For those of you that are new here, you guys don't know about this. The worst drama that I ever got in the WuWa space, well, I got into like a baby drama with Saint Tauntas. It doesn't even count. Like, that wasn't anything. It was like a little bit of drama between Saint Tauntas and myself and Captain Cabinets that was kind of like small, no big deal whatsoever. But like back when I was like popping off with Withering Waves within its first few months, everybody was rushing. Everybody was rushing to get to the next world level, union level, right? And if I'm not mistaken, there was the homie and I holiest. Oh well, yeah, but that was the big drama that I got into ZZ with the CZZ community the day ZZZ released. But the biggest Wuthering Wave drama that I got into was when the game was first out, and it was like 3 creators. It was it Stepperoo, I think? It was this other random dude that I have no idea what happened to this loser. It was the homie Holiest and myself all rushing to the highest union level, and then we would post the video talking about like what our experience was. No, there was a dude called Stepperoo that was like with all 3 of us. It was 4 people. There you go, Jieru, Stepperoo, which was a cool dude, normal dude. I think it was Stepperoo. One of them, dude, is this dude that has like a VTuber model of like a black-haired guy with like black and yellow armor. And it was the homie Holiest, right? So basically, we were all rushing to get our union level as high as possible. And then when we would get to the union level, we would talk about like the materials to like level up our characters to the next level, yada, yada, yada. So I remember that Holiest and I would make our videos the day before we reached the union level. So we would look at the characters, like, right? Like if we're here and we look at our character, right? We would look at our character and we'll be like, okay, so to level up the character to the next level, we need this many materials, right? Like the ones that are right on screen. So we would make our video talking about like, yeah, we got to the union level 40 or whatever. You guys are going to need this many materials to level up your characters, yada, yada, yada. This many materials for the weapons. And then the next day I would stream making a video testing out the new union level drops and like the dungeons and all that stuff, right? So I remember when I got to union level 50, I made a video, and in the thumbnail, I photoshopped myself being union level 50, even though I wasn't union level 50, because I was going to get to union level 50 on tomorrow's stream. I always do it on stream. But I told my chat, I was like, guys, we always do this. So what I want you guys to do is start saying congratulations for getting to union level 50, so I have a really good intro for my video. So I made my video talking about being union level 50, and in the video, I never talked about the union level 50 drop rate. I just talked about how it feels to be union level 50 and preparing for union level 50, so forth and so on. I made my video, and I dropped the video. The next day, I wake up to Skull CJ exposed, and I was like, what do you say fuck me for? Like, what did I do? So I go and watch the video, and it's this dude who was small as shit making a video about me and how I lied to the WuWa community about being level 50 when I'm not level 50 when I posted the video. And I'm just there like, you made a... Bro, it was like it was a long-ass video talking about how I'm like the worst person and I lied and like I was exposed and he found me out, and I'm like, I'm on record. I was on the stream the day before, like the night before, telling everybody, guys, I'm not union level 50 right now. I'll be union level tomorrow, just like we do every day. So let's do this so we prepare for tomorrow's video. And everybody, I had like 300 viewers that day, and everybody was like, yeah, cool, let's do it. And he's on his video talking about we exposed him, he lied to his community, he lied to, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? You over here smoking dick or something? Because I don't even know what this whole video's all about, bro. And that's the worst drama I've ever gotten into in the WuWa community. Man made a whole video with my name on it talking about exposed. And I'm over here like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Bro, like, what? And then he made, bro, and then after I reacted to it on my stream, because obviously I wanted to see what he said about me, so I reacted to it, he dropped another video, dog, where he pretty much says he was a bigger content creator than me. By the way, he wasn't even bigger than my old YouTube channel for Gacha Gaming, and that channel is smaller than my main old channel. He was like, oh, I was bigger than him. You're not supposed to bite the hand that feeds you. I'm a bigger creator, blah, 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 blah. So I reacted to the video on my stream, and then he took that video down. And I was like, why the fuck are motherfuckers attacking me just because, for no reason? And ever since then, like, I've never been in drama, because, like, what the fuck? You know, it was so stupid, bro. Yeah, it was like, don't bite the hand that feeds you. And I'm like, bro, you're fucking weird, bro. I remember seeing, bro, what, so, okay, so you're talking about the Captain Cabinets drama? Captain Cabinets and I literally talked after I dropped the video, and she said she didn't mean, like, no harm by it, and I was like, yo, neither did I. We cool, we all cool? Cool. And we all went our separate ways. Like, I had no beef with Captain Cabinets, and I don't mind people shit talking me. Like, at the end of the day, I think shit's funny. Like, if you're making jokes on me, I hope the motherfuckers are funny, because I want to laugh, you know what I mean? And that's it. Like, I'm going to be chill on my streams. I'm going to talk some shit. I will talk some shit, because I like talking shit. But it was never serious, and Captain Cabinets thought it was, you know, it was cool. I thought it was cool. I talked to Techie. He thought everything was cool. The only little, like, kind of bumps that I had was with St. Tontus here and there. But even then, I'll say it right now, like, I have no issues with St. Tontus. Like, if Saint was to hit me up and be like, yo, what's up? You want to chat? I'd be like, yeah. Bro, people thought I had a issue with Ryoku Sensei when he made a video talking about Cantarella's camel toe. Ryoku called me, or no, he messaged me on X, on Twitter, and he was like, yo, you down to talk on stream? And I was like, sure. And I was on Discord with my people about to go to sleep, and I was like, shit, Ryoku just asked me to go on his stream to talk, so I went on his stream to talk, and we were cool too. You know what I mean? Like, I was cool with Ryoku Sensei. I haven't had any issues with no content creator because of what I told you guys earlier, man. Like, you just gotta be well spoken. You gotta get your thoughts out there and just, you know, be real and down to earth, bro. It don't matter if you're like the most successful content creator on the planet and you're out here making millions. You're still just another dude like everybody else. You don't gotta think you're higher than nobody. What's up? What? Come here. Come here. This is the only GOAT in the world that I know, right? The greatest of all time right here, bro. All right, now go do your thing. Leave me alone. Hey, Thoma, what's good, bro? How you doing? Yeah, that's my life right there. I love that dog, bro. Think he wants to go out, chat. I might have to end the stream soon. But yeah, man, like, I literally have no problem with no CCs. And I think everybody could be out there just doing their shit, bro. Yapping, talking a little smack, and never let nothing hit them too serious. Doing good, brother. Hope you've been doing good. I'm doing good, bro. Appreciate you taking the time to stop by. How's life been treating you out there? I do remember Ryuku. Yeah, bro. So Ryuku hit me up because I made a reaction video to his take. And people told him that I was mad at him. And then people messaged me saying that he was mad at me. And I was like, I ain't even mad at you, dog. I have no problem. I only said that, like, some people could get offended by it and others don't, but it ain't that serious. We talked, cool. He even messaged me afterwards because he had an issue with, like, Tectone or something, and he was like, yo, we're cool. And I'm like, bro, I haven't even been making content. I don't know what's been going on. I don't know. I'm cool. I don't have no issues with you. I'm gonna go along my day. Shit. But yeah, man, I enjoyed that. Y'all gotta keep sending me reactions. I know I left like 100 videos that y'all send me between the ones y'all send me and posted in my video like a month ago, and I stopped reacting, so y'all stopped sending me videos. But send me shit like that. There's a lot of dope CCs that I enjoy watching because they make, bro, it's more about making content to react to. I like being entertained. So like, Saint has done some interesting content that's pretty funny because some of his takes be funny as shit. He just be saying shit that's not meant to be funny, but it's funny. And Thoma makes some funny ass videos. I'm pretty sure I've reacted to a few of his videos. Glaive, I've reacted to some of his videos too. I'll get back into the whole reaction tip more next week because I'm just getting into content creating again. I took a big break, but now I'm back. But yeah, man, I enjoyed the stream today. We had fun. We played a little WuWa. and we reacted to some stuff. If y'all want me to react to more stuff, let me know in the comment section or let me know over on Discord. For now, have a wonderful night, everybody. I love y'all. Kiss you in your neck, and I'll see y'all tomorrow around the same time. What time is it? Yeah, around the same time. Have a great one, everybody. Peace. Everybody.
Look like you don't care, walking the dust off. Is that what you do? Is that all you're made of? Whatever ain't right, prove it on yourself. Revisit your act, return.